Yo,
Yo, I'm about to cover some conspiracy, and I wanted to go, yeah, and I'm about to cover some conspiracy, yeah, and I'm about to go over what a conspiracy is. This is Wiktionary, a free dictionary, as to what a conspiracy is. The act of two or more persons called conspirators working secretly to obtain some goal, usually understood with negative connotations. When it says working secretly, it can mean outside of my view for these purposes. So they're working in a way where my view is being obstructed or whatever, or someone's, any versions. And let's just move on to the next thing. And what is a theory? So people always attach conspiracy to theory, conspiracy theory. When I look here, I have this book, Factoid Books. It's Paradox Press, interestingly enough, and this Church of the Subgenius. Well, this is the real genius, yeah. The big book of conspiracies, and a lot of them, typically that concept goes with a conspiracy theory, and I've been called a conspiracy theorist before. And this theory is a description of an event or system that is considered to be accurate. So just a belief that's accurate. So, a view of conspiracy that it's accurate, a view to believe that people are conspiring, and to believe that that's accurate. And typically that's added with people like Alex Jones, who I'll go over, and a number of other YouTubers and people who go over the Illuminati and all these things, but they just get caught in loops and they never actually deal with anything, and it doesn't really go anywhere. Over time, people have conspired a lot. In fact, a lot of reality is people conspiring because of how the nature of reality works. And I wanted to go over some things that are going on right now, which I think are real things that are touching on this realm of conspiracy, because as I'm bringing them up, there might be rational reasons for them, maybe, but I can't seem to see them. So at the moment, I think people are behind doors, working together in a way against my interests that I can't see, so it's secret, and it's parties colluding against me. So it's in an adversarial way. That is even what the Bible talks about. The synagogue of Satan, a meeting of adversaries, and we were talking about crypto, and crypto adversaries can be people who are trying to get between communications. You can tell my GoPro's being shut off, and here I'm having issues with watching videos, like YouTube videos. You can see this, well, it was 2 hours. It had been 2 hours previously, a few hours ago. If I reset this, I don't know exactly where it'll go to. But I, for the past few days, have been having issue. That's a YouTube stream. And this is just TSU down the street. This, I've been having issue with getting these streams to run, and I pay for gigabit here in Third Ward, Houston, Texas. The one option I have is Xfinity to pay for gigabit, and I'm paying $150 a month, and this is what's happening. And I'm trying to stream out, and I think that this is interrupting me, and instead of working with me to make it so that people could click, so I think that the YouTube might be doing this, and in coordination with the other groups, instead of working on this so that people could go to my stream when I was on YouTube and click onto any one of these and then go to them, no, they just want to kick me off. So instead of, because they know that I'm being watched by thousands of people, that's what I sent to my mom now. And additionally, I think my parents are not working in anybody's interest, because I'm the one with that name on me. We'll go over this. I'm the one with some reason on me, at least. Yeah. And I want to go in a direction, and I can't seem to get Ray and Cheryl to go in that direction and speak what is right. But we'll talk about that later, because I'm talking about being harassed and having internet issues and being cut off in a form of what I went over in my crypto video as a shadow ban. And it's talking about Jack Dorsey and Twitter talking about this, so it's disrupting my digital communications. A violation of my rights. By the way, I'm hurting. I got hit by a car, and I've explained to a number of people, very honestly, it hurts more what they're doing. They're able to put a hurt in my being more than being hit by a car. And you could see my bruising and stuff that I've taken pictures of it, and I can share that if needed. But you can see I was bleeding out, and I had peeled glass out of my head. I am constantly hurting more than that due to these people, and I believe it's even my parents not wanting to go the right direction and not acknowledging, yes, Matthew does have the word of God on him. Yeah, there is clearly something about that. And in the least, people are violating my American rights, my rights as an American, and have been for years. So, going here, and I also think they've been attacking me since my childhood with pictures that my parents took on vacation or whatever, or, you know, whatever. And, like, abusing me since my childhood because they took pictures of me in the nude as, you know, as a child. And they've been, I think some group has had those and has been abusing me off in the distance. And there's some kind of blockade. But again, this isn't helping anybody. And I'm being abused. And additionally, on my Instagram, I think that Alessandra Ambrosia's daughter, I think she's being abused in the capacity that her image is being used, and I think it's hurting. I think she's specifically being used to incur a hurt on me by wealthy people trying to hurt me and mess with me. And you can see her holding a cat because people are liking to mock me as a cat, and you can see I'm making a joke about it because, well, by the end of the Bible, the Lion of the tribe of Yoda, it's still a big cat. So, I'm being shadow banned. I've had my Instagram deleted for wrong reasons, which is a violation of my digital rights. Additionally, it's in America, in coordination, like, they took it down when I added AOC. So, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, not anybody else. It was specifically when I made a story about plumping her up and fattening her up to make her more sexually appealing, because that's what they did to these Stephanie Yostin women, and I've been rape abused by them, and these politicians are still rape abusing me, and now using children's images to do so. They've been doing it for a while, and you can check my Yo Matt Ya Instagram, which they took down. I have an archive of it. I've been archiving everything because I think that's important, because you can see how they steal away. They can do this, and again, taken up on a cloud means there are a number of clouds, I think, that are attached to this. Maybe this kind of cloud, ironically, I say ironically, funny enough, yo, yeah. And I think that, you know, people operate, like, non-state actors, different groups operate on clouds and networks that they're on, and some network has attacked me. And I'll go over that, and I believe I'm being attacked on public networks and anywhere. I don't really know if I have a space, and I can't get people to stand up for my rights, and I'm trying to stand up for myself, but I'm being hurt while I'm doing it. And so I'm going over this shadow banning stuff, and first of all, here's a shadow ban and I'm being silent treatment by the Stephanie Yostin characters, but I've reached out to Joe Rogan, who maybe he's attacked me in the past or something. I can't get people to speak out about, like, literally the planet's melting down. You will not get off this bitch without melting alive in the coming soon. I mean, this is how the Bible ends. If you don't speak up about this, and yet people still doing the silent treatment. You can live forever, new heaven, new earth, tears wiped from the eye, no death. That's how the Bible ends. Why don't we go there? So, I think there's some kind of shadow ban where people aren't talking about me, like I've been blacklisted in the news and things, even though it's in their interest, and it's actually hurting people to not talk about me. They're still not talking about me. And you have people like Joe Rogan. Again, he's supposed to be like, it's weeping and gnashing of teeth that Jesus catches people in, and I'm trying to be like Jesus, and he puts the name on me. Yeah, Jehovah, yo. And to Jehovah's Witness, you got to have the Son to have the Father, so... and I don't have to argue it like my dad does. You gotta have the Son to have the Father. But I have the Son and the Father. Yeah, hallelujah. So, so we do not shadow ban, is what Twitter says, but because they did the Bitcoin I think they've been suspending crypto accounts because they're connected to banks and moneyed interest, and it's hurting people that they're doing this because this is how banks and moneyed interest keep control for a few and make it a zero-sum game that hurts people. But I'm going over this, and because it says, as I'm trying to post this, Dark Elixir made a song 4 years ago, on his final EP, the end, and it's like,
is what we call residual self-image.
Here.
It is the mental now is what we call residual self-image. Mental projection.
I'm trying not to have any copyright issues, and there shouldn't be any. First of all, it's based off my family. My dad is Morpheus. My aunt is my aunt. My grandma's the Oracle. And I'm the Joker, Neo. So, do you get it? Zion! I guess Ron couldn't be Link. Tank. Tank's brother. Operator. So, seriously, I think that this is like some people have attacked me and my family, and this is how they steal away, like spiritual vampirism steals away IPs and shit. So the end, and it's like a track that he made, and it samples this stuff, and you know, I've wanted to find it on YouTube, and I couldn't find it, so I found it on his SoundCloud, and I was about to share it along with this John Wick stuff, because I think John Wick, I mean, all these characters, I think this is based off me. One of the reasons, I mean, you can see the kids wearing, this is Spriggan, you can see the kids wearing a Rockets hat. I mean, in a hoodie and stuff, and like, I think that it's really obvious, like, a computer's been trying to exert on reality, and I've explained it even here, and, like, I'm trying to post a thing to it, right? And I've explained yesterday how it's shadow banned, though I posted a ton of stuff about this I can still, oh wait, I can't see the ISS, but I can still see, first of all, the cyclone, which looks tiny, by the way. It was larger on the Continental, it was more obviously a circular motion, here. Now there's a massive, this is bigger than a hurricane, this is bigger than the entire, it looks like it, this is like, I was comparing it, I was saying it's like a hurricane off the Gulf, except it's bigger than the entire Gulf. If you look at the hurricane that's off the West Coast, the weather system that's off the West Coast that's kicking up weather over, that's in a circular motion, which this isn't how it normally looks, is bigger than most, and it looks like we had the second bomb cyclone, quote-unquote bomb cyclone, or some kind of thing in the middle of the country kicking up hail, which isn't being covered properly. The news, again, is not covering this properly. Again, repent, change your mind. That's what repent means. Metanoia, it means change your mind. I saw that at the coffee shop down at Ah Coffee, so maybe there's more public. And again, the kid wrote up on the thing and said, he's seen me on YouTube. I think that there's people around, additionally, outside of the Truman Show-esque thing that people are making, additionally outside of that are aware of what's going on, that would deal with this. So, it's one of the reasons why the massive earthquake that we're waiting on happens. But the hail events that come in Revelation, you don't think that's connected to what's going on? This isn't climate change. Yo, this is clearly the word of God. It's like, this is accurately judging and doing justice, whereas these people are not, and they're trying to steal away reality. Look, it says, this request looks like it might be automated. To protect our users from spam and other malicious activity, we can't complete this action right now. Please try again. This is clearly being watched in Africa by thousands of people. At least I'm being told it is. And at least is being watched by people here in Texas. I think people tried to candid camera me, and they were in the wrong. Again, violating mine and everybody's rights. We're coming from a place of death. Everybody's zombied because you're going to die. I'm the one who lives because I have the word of God on me. If you follow me, you can live. It's like the antidote. If you don't follow me, you're going to die. And there's that Mark the Beast thing that happens suddenly, imminently, which is the I think it's like a QR code or something that people took on their being, so they could do money and just do whatever the fuck. I think it's like have whatever reign, Mark the Beast. It just goes away. So I think that ends imminently, suddenly, and that's sometime when Armageddon. I think that's the end of the 5-month period. I think what's going on. I think something's been going on for the past few months where people took things way overboard and way far, and you see what's been going on, and like have been violating my rights to an extreme degree here in America, and violating people everywhere to an extreme degree. But as I'm trying, okay, it says, it's like, it looks like it may be automated, but I know my account's been shadow banned and that they know, like, I know that in the least, when I go to, like, my Yo Matt Ya account, I should have more followers, more people, like, I should be getting more notifications. When some people do like it, like, I get certain things, Willie Joy, Nasty, Emily Duncan Tobar. Is she related to Matt Tobar? Which, by the way, did Matt Tobar play part in this rape attack? I mean, is that the whole point? Is people were just trying to get people against me? The planet's melting down. You can't get off the planet in any other way. I just need people to engage this with reality. You aren't getting out of this in any other way. This says cast, though, so maybe that's it. So, Zabor. I think that's how you say it, Zabor. I think it's music. I mean, it's like musicians... I hope musicians that I like their music aren't attacking me, but if it is, it's just more of the same shit. Willie Joy. Where is it? Oh. Well, he had like some things. Font Case had like some things, but maybe as it's getting more obvious that like, if you're liking things and you're not speaking out and you know it's not like an auto thing, you're playing part in an abusive rape operation against my reality. Speak up in a way that like gets on this GoPro or gets into my reality that can help fix things. This is hurting everybody. Nobody could get out of this. You can't be paid off, because in that system where people are paid off, there could never be justice where people couldn't just be raked down for no reason. So no one actually ever holds real authority, and it's just a terrible fucking mixer for people to be thrown into and abused by. It's always the Lord of the Age. Does that make more sense now? And someone's using, like, I think in any age they were able to use whatever the technology is that could reach backwards or whatever. But there's something to mitigate this, and that's what the Bible describes as such. I don't want to get into more stuff about it right now, but you can even look at the Spriggan stuff. It looks like it kind of makes sense, and I'm not that crazy. That's a yoke, you get it? That's why I'm smiling at this little kid. Okay, Dark Elixir, the end. Oh, I can't share it. Why can't I share it? I mean, actually, it's not like... I mean, earlier... Is it because I shared this stuff about Iran and because there's a fake satanic supreme from Iran? Is it because the last thing I shared was Singapore, Coinbase, Israel, and Houston? Joseph Prince, Joe Rogan, Joker, IOTA Token. I mean, these are real things. I'm tagging Israel and like, this should make sense to Joseph Prince and a lot of these people that I'm tagging. Like, you know, struggling with magistrate and, like... becoming and being Israel and all of these things, right? I'm struggling with a magistrate that's acting illegally, which should make the thing make more sense, where they would abuse people and hurt them. And when it makes more sense of like a messenger of God, this judge and the corrupt police officer, they're angels or pastors of Satan, adversary, because they're just being adversarial to assert adversary. I mean, that's where they're at this point. So when Iran calls them the great Satan, well, they are being satanic, but so is Iran. So everybody needs to follow the true Elohim, that is God or magistrate, or the magistrates all combined to decide on one magistrate, else, like, they decided wrong and then some other, like, public magistrate deals with that and then makes me that public magistrate IA, or Yah, or YOUO, or Yo. Yeah. So... this was after I shared about the World Bank and my cousin working for the World Bank. I hope they don't fire him and abuse my family more. And by the way, I believe in this book. I just missed the... I'm missing the trash and the recycle because these people are messing with me. Do you see how this harassment can just mess with my life always? Like, I'm always constantly being behind on things, and like I can't get clean. I can't shower. I haven't showered in a while because of what they're doing here. It's like, ugh. By the way, the fear. This is the only thing. So if you're putting terrorism and terror or fear in any other way, you're doing it wrong and you're abusing people. To fear Yahweh is to hate evil. You can see that clearly. By the way, here's a conspiracy. This Bible takes the name out of here. You go to this, you see where it says, we'll go to 1 Samuel, but we can even go to here in Proverbs. We'll go to here in Proverbs. I'm saying a lot here, huh? But this is actually what I was going to say, so this makes a lot of sense. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Well, which Lord? Because there are all sorts of lords. Lord of Lords, King of Kings is the one with the name on him, and the name is the one. The fear of Yahweh, Yah, is the beginning of wisdom, the knowledge of the Holy One, perception and deed. It's the same, right? But why does it say Lord there? Because 7,000 times in this copy, it's taken out and changed. This is a New International Version. Same thing, King James. King Supplanter Version? That makes sense. New King James, same. This is the Jerusalem edition, Jerusalem Bible, which changes it to Yahweh, which is the same as Jehovah. Those are two transliterations. I believe it's Yah. In Greek, it's spelled I-A. In Hebrew, it's spelled... Well, okay, in Greek, it's spelled iota alpha. In Hebrew, it's spelled like hallelujah. But additionally, with Judah, it's iota omega or omicron, upsilon, omicron or omega, one of those. It's one of the O's. So it's I-O-U-O, and then it's I-O or I-A. So Yoda. You get it? That's where the Star Wars stuff comes from. So, and that's the true God. So there are all sorts of gods in this book that doesn't deny, the Bible doesn't deny there are all sorts of gods, which, by the way, these books are fun, right? And like, the Bible is more fun because it has more reality and more crazy stuff in it, and people's imaginations don't catch up to that even. I mean, once we get to the end of this, you get to experience more crazy, I mean, I say crazy, more powerful, amazing things that could never be just described. Like, Marvel characters are stealing away, like, you could experience that, but instead of that, you're locked into a thing where you had to slave over stuff and work for people. And I say Marvel, DC as well, and I think DC is an attack, and I think Marvel is an attack on me. I think these are... And so here's the book of Daniel, and I think all these people are attacking me using fake gods and fake religions, fake heroes. By the way, I'm going to bring this up. Stephanie Houston, here's a conspiracy. Stephanie Houston. This woman is multiple women. She's portrayed by multiple women. This woman is not this woman. You can tell by her nostrils. Her nose is different. You can tell by a number of things when you go through it. In fact, this woman is a different model. There's a number of models portraying this one woman, and I think they're getting them pregnant and abusing their kids. In the least, I think they're doing stuff like putting her, like, allowing men, like, someone's allowing men to abuse me through, like, rape me and then mock the fact that I don't have a gun, that I had airsoft guns, but people are willing to, like, actually deal with these people. And at the end of the Bible, it talks about there will be flesh of heroes. He's, like, has his hand as if he's, like, touching her sexually in her pants. And it's like this. I think there's a generated adversarial network, like a computer Mark of the Beast thing asserting over, and she has a watch. And they're sitting on a couch, and I think it's like a casting couch, Kingswood Films. And I think maybe did AJ Paradowski and Erykah Badu and Jay Electronica and Alessandra Ambrosia and Alessandra Richter. And is this one of the earthquake things? That's why I'm the Joker, because that's why it's fucking hilarious. The massive earthquake at the end of the Bible that we're waiting for, and that's one of the reasons why they're cutting me off, is because you could see it live. You could see it live if I actually had internet, but oh, maybe am I making so much sense to people it's starting to kick up now? I mean, this is what happens is as I make more sense of reality, this is what the Word of God does. As I make more sense of reality, it literally opens things up, because I think it's hard for these people to take that I know the truth, or I'm able to figure it out from the little bit that I'm given. But we're waiting for an earthquake there, Christians. And if you aren't a Christian, that's what you're waiting on, because these people aren't really Jews. Like, what is this wall if they don't believe in that name? Is it the Dome of the Rock? Is the Rock the 48th president? Well, I'm the 49th. Fuck off. Or, bless you. I mean, come on. That's the whole point. I enjoyed some of the movies until I've been attacked at, like, rape attacked by people and no one wants to speak up. And they're signaling, like, both of them have fucked her. And, you know, Mario and Luigi, they're taking things from my childhood and abusing things. That's the whole point, is they just make things abusive. And the Pokemon stuff is like, oh, they captured a Pokemon. I'm just a cat that they captured. I mean, like, actually, that's what these people are trying to get over. Suma, Space Lords. I mean, I can guess a number of things, but I think what's happened is, I think some dirty cops have been used to impregnate or rape attack me with these women, and they think that they're the lords because false magistrate has put them up in rape authority to attack me. And these women during this period have been legally allowed to, because we live in this time period where, you know, wizards in Egypt land and confusion in Babylon and confusion land try to muddy the waters and use mentalism to fuck with people and neuro-linguistic programming and shit. And, like, I'm trying to be honest and fix things, and people don't want to fucking... People want that, but some wizards and shit are causing problems. So, okay, look here. So they're using this woman to harass me. I can take all this back to where I was going. While they're shadow banning me, and it says a number of things. I mean, are they implying abusive relations through my family? Are they implying or connected people? I mean, have I been rape attacked by my family, and this is why 144,000 virgins on Zion and all the powers of God are given to Matthew Ray Wilkins, and I'm sat on the throne, Jesus is my son? Yeah. Or, you know, I'm Yo, and then my dad sat on a throne, Ray Wilkins sat on a throne, and the way it works is like a mirror thing, and so it makes sense of Jehovah and Jesus and Jehovah, and I kind of look like Jesus. But by the end of it, I'm actually, Yo, it makes sense, right? Something like that. Anyway, this Space Lords thing is an abuse harassment thing that's been going on that I think Donald Trump allowed, and that I can't seem to get. Look, this page is unresponsive or something. I can't seem to get people to engage. And you can see it's getting it's really choppy. Like I pay for gigabit. This shouldn't be that choppy. So I'm being harassed in all sorts of ways. My digital rights. When I was living in a house, I couldn't avoid these people because I believe Joel was playing part when I was living in that house. I mean, that's one of the reasons, but like, here's a clear example of how far they were obviously willing to take it on camera. They were willing to shut off my power while I was talking and are willing to mess with the GoPro constantly while I'm talking in order to get over points. Like, so to shut me off in order to get over points and harass me. While I believe they've, like, all these groups, like the high school group, the elementary school group, this group, that group, are being used to rape me through this woman, family, friends, like anybody and everybody is being used to rape me through these women, along with, like, they're having children with each other and then forking, so like cryptocurrency, like in Bitcoin, well, you just make another Bitcoin Cash, so it's like it's making you money, this rape baby, and it's a rape baby because they were taking down a timeline that couldn't work. It's like a zombie timeline that can't work. And so to follow me is the only way that kid could live, but the kid doesn't want to do it because of how against its ego it would be. So like, you got a bunch of zombie kids and rape babies attacking people, and I can't seem to get people to engage this, and I can't seem, is this kid one of them? Is Andra Luis Ambrosia one of them? Or is she, and her mom is definitely using her image in a way. You can go through the Yomat Ya account. It's suggestive and sexual in its nature. I would, like, my personal belief is I didn't want to be stripped down as a kid. I think probably that's happened to her. It's the way modeling works, right? But I didn't want to be stripped down as a kid and have like weird people in any place have pictures of me. I think it should be reserved for like your parents, set that up with other people's parents. Else, like, it's set up between parents and the party, right? Like, I'm trying to make something work out in a way that makes actual sense and history. Additionally, I don't think the single person marriage relationship works. I think that it is not just legally makes sense, but it makes sense like physically in your body. That's one of the reasons people are dying, because people are saying they're in one single marriage, but then cheating with their eyes or cheating with whatever. And the whole point is, well, people can have more. Israel itself is 4 women, and 2 of them were concubines, 2 of them were wives. So, do you get that? 2 of them were girlfriends, mistresses, 2 of them were wives. So, and I think that people should be able to pay a dowry to parents instead of have like weird issues. But otherwise, I don't think people should go near kids. Like, I think it should be like, I think even school can be done in homes where, look at this setup. Like, what are people, it's so easy to broadcast. Does this make more sense now? Oh shit! He makes so much sense. Because I'm looking at, by the way, I was looking over my phone on Instagram finally connected to my contacts, and in the suggested, I think from the contacts, here, hold on. Oh, here. In the contacts, Miss Worthing. So, Caitlin and Brianna Worthing at St. Mark. I mean, are they offering these kids to other foreign country sovereigns or something? And I think it's really hard. Like, I think the weight of this is literally killing them and their families. And maybe their dad's a rapist or something. He called me a pervert when I was younger. But, I mean, Chelsea Madrid and Brianna Worthing, like, took me to the movies and attacked me. Like, Chelsea was like, Caleb Gerard fucked me and took my virginity the other day. And I was like, oh. It's like, that's the least thing I want to... That's my whole point, is like, these are psychological abuse attacks on people. And these satanic women like Brianna Worthing, BB Worthing. I mean... So, Caitlin, first of all, it looks incredibly stressful on these women. Like, their realities. And like, they're around kids, but they're obviously living false lives. Like, she cannot... Brianna Worthing cannot be a teacher under the reality that she created, especially when I've showed all this. And this is one of the reasons why people are harassing me. I call people on their bullshit. Do you get that? And like, she and I have had sexual contact, so I can say, and I think probably maybe either before anybody else, or she was lying when she was a lot younger. And in addition with the Chelsea Madrid attack on me, I mean, you see that. So, it's like psychological abuse. Nobody has to be connected to people who they don't want, like, in sexual relations. And people can be in those. You don't have to be slut-shamed, but you can't be using your sexuality to attack people, and you can't be using it in ways to, like, set up seduction catfish stuff, and you can't be using your image from your child or your kid's image to attack me. I made it really obvious what's going on. I got hit by a car, it still hurts more. This is all being allowed by the president and by the authorities in the state of Texas, which is adding on to it. It's talking about, and it's mocking, every time you see a cherry, it's mocking that I think they're taking a number of every woman, any woman that could be between me. Even I think they're having kids with some of the Stephanie Jason characters, taking their kids' virginity and then like killing them or something. I don't know that other part. It's just weird what they've done, where they've created a fake woman and are like rape abusing everyone in an entire generation. So, and they think it's VR, and maybe that's related to Alessandra or something. What is this? Because I know that they've had contact through Buffalo Kangaroo in Japan. And additionally, when I was going over the drop clock stuff, is this over copyright? Another reason I'm being harassed. And you can see I got sent to jail over the conspiracy stuff. So one of the reasons I bring this up really fast, it says, accused the counselor of being part of a global conspiracy to sexually assault him. Robert Pharaoh. Is this the Pharaoh? Get it? Pharaoh in Egypt? Well, God's judging the Pharaoh, and there's obviously a global conspiracy after I was robbed of my car and 800,000 in nano, and people are lying like you can't track trackable currency, and I'm being harassed by multiple women but pretending to be one woman anyway, and I think they're raping their kids and abusing these women. And I think they're creating timelines where women aren't seeing like me, and they're connected to me more than anybody else. And so when they see me, they want to attack me instead of like be connected to me, and it's abusing and raping me and raping an entire generation, because we're supposed to go the opposite direction, and I'm the guy who gets out of this, not these other fucking people. So it would be nice if people worked with me, and, you know, if you're my family, change your mind, work with me, help me, speak out truth, because this is wrong. And if you're friends, the same. Everybody who's not holds some kind of liability, you're hurting me, you're hurting everybody. Speak out now, speak out. So, going over this, she's clearly multiple women. Stephanie GMJ on Twitter, right? So, it's a harassment. And you go to here, and it's talking about Daniel 7:13 and thrones being set in place. This is what I'm saying. Is my dad the Ancient of Days, or am I? I think it could be my dad is set on the throne as the Ancient of Days. Look, my dad. Look, or Earth Father Ray Wilkins, right? Rayfield Wilkins Jr. That's his father. We'll go over this in a little bit. And it says, on him was conferred, and like, one like the Son of Man, one like a Son of Man. Yo, Matthew Ray Wilkins. He came to the one of great age and was led into his presence. On him was conferred sovereignty, glory, and kingship, and the men of all peoples and nations and languages became his servants. His sovereignty is an eternal sovereignty. How would that happen if people were dying? You get it? I think I figured out how you don't die. It's like not game theory where there's zero sum. It's you can provide enough where it's more than positive sum. You have so much that it's kingdom of heaven, which shall never pass away, nor his empire be destroyed. And it talks about a fourth beast, and I think that's the that Bishamonten and the 4 kings and 4 heavenly kings and stuff, using some kind of fake sovereignty to abuse me. So you have, and is that the Oman, the Sultan? It says this sovereignty and kingship is the Sultan. Bibi Netanyahu met up with a Sultan and like a Sultan in Oman. And it's been hailing all over the Middle East. It's hailing all over America. It's hailing in Israel. I think they don't realize they've raped it. Like, Noi Balorian threatened my grandma at the nursing home. I mean, this is really fucked up. Or in the least, she made it known that it was public and they know Gloria's her nurse or something. And like, oh, she can be a sneaky Jew, but she's not actually Jewish because she's like Kundalini. Like, bitch, I'm talking to Jedi Master Warrior Yoda. Or I'm just some guy who doesn't know fuck all and I'm pretty funny with it, huh? So, so this is where it's like, this is the court case. Donald Trump is allowing abuse against me, in the least. I think he's speaking against me without, like, I think the devil in the White House stuff that I see about there is he's speaking about me and I'm not seeing it. In the least, he's allowing covert action against me here in America, which isn't being fixed publicly, knowing that they're watching in Africa and other countries. And I think he's doing it for the Prince of Rosh, Tubalsk, and Meshech, and a number of other interests. In the least, he's just not doing it in the way that would be best for the people, even if we the people are saying that they wanted him. It's still taking them down into the lava. I mean, I don't understand how they don't get The planet's still exploding to an extreme degree, and these giant storm events now kicking up are not because the moneyed interest or the politicians or celebrities or whoever the fuck is doing the right thing, or the police, judges, lawyers and shit. It's not. The sovereign. The fourth beast is to be a fourth kingdom, and I think that's the police. Different from the other kingdoms, it will devour the whole earth, trample it underfoot, because they even have dirt on Donald Trump, I'm sure. As for the 10 horns, from this kingdom will arise 10 kings and another after them. But the NSA then holds them into account. So NSA, speak the fuck up already, I'm tired of this shit. Or, you know, FBI, whoever speaks out and holds the police into account, and then I can hold the police and y'all to account and see. Even though you don't like that, I don't mean hold. This is what I want. I want a public accountability. Does that... So I guess I do want to hold the account, but I'm not like... I do think there does need to be a thing that holds us. So I'm like, okay, who's legit here? What's the right authority? And that's what I'm saying. There's a right and a wrong authority, and here's the wrong authority. And I think it's all the police that are fighting over jurisdiction and stuff like I was explaining. None of them really have jurisdiction because they're just fucking people using a robot system, and they're bad examples of people anyway. Like, their instruments are wrong and abusive, and they're not getting things right, nor leading people places. It's like the law came to kill and destroy, but the gospel is the good news, and it's a sovereign who's here to provide abundantly. You get that? That makes sense, right? That's why his sovereignty shall not be. Okay. And you see, it's those who are granted sovereignty are the saints. That's why I'm offering to my friends and those connected. I think anybody connected on my Facebook, at this point now, it's really, who is really my friends? Who am I really connected to? Because it seems like, well, maybe these people in Drop Clock or whoever were my friends, or the people in, you know, Emilio Longoria or Thomas Hernandez or Francis Estrada, people from elementary or high school people, maybe they were, but it seems like just a bunch of people being paid off to rape attack me at this point because they know the right way, and they were just like, they've been put into like rape samurai position against me and an entire generation who wants something more. And all generations moving forward. Let's see. The fourth beast is to be a fourth kingdom on earth, different from the other kingdoms. It will devour the whole earth, trample it underfoot, and crush it. As for the 10 horns, from this kingdom will rise 10 kings, and another after them. This one will be different from the previous ones. Is going to bring down the others and speak words against the Most High, and harass the saints, so the people I'm setting apart. That's why I'm saying maybe the shadow banning isn't other people's choice, but it seems like it could be. But it says harassing the saints of the Most High, crushing, crumbling, doing that thing, sexually abusing, publicly violating the privacy of, harassing just in general. If what I'm doing to Brittany Dale Bragasso, Claire Paget, and Nicole Aguilar, Nicole Fritchie, Brittany Orlando, and Claire Paget, if I'm doing harassing to them as Nick Vo, Detective Nick Vo, who's a dirty cop and who didn't go over this when I said this on film, if any of the harassment that's coming, if anything is coming out is if anything that is coming out of me is harassment, then inherently the harassing system of abuse set up around me that's poisoning me and that I can't get out of is not only causing this, but is an example of something that is put up doing just the same to rape away and terrorize me here in America in an abusive fashion, in a way worse than anything that can be imagined. And I think a number of people, I mean, did the guy from The Prodigy the other day, who I did the Superman versus the Elite thing, did he just, Keith Flint, did he just, did he die over this? I mean, was he tricked into playing part in an attacks on me? Was, Mac Miller, or a lot of people, celebrities and stuff, rape attacking me, and they didn't realize they'd been tricked into attacking me? I mean, a lot of celebrities, it seems like, Haley Bieber, Baldwin Bieber. I mean, I'm being judged by Judge Baldwin. Is that just a joke coming out of Los Angeles and people exerting money on Houston? I think it is. Because there's not really people who live in Houston who have a lot of money, and the people who do, like Elena Cullen, go to Los Angeles because they're like, oh, it's so lame in Houston, and it's like lame in Los Angeles. They use her to take the actual place of power, and it's like, no, you dumb whore. you and all these fucking people raping me. Her old account was Little Joker, so I think she's like, just thinks I'm some joker and the planet's like upending around this shit. You get this? And people harassing me, and maybe her family is playing part. They have billions of dollars. They could just put a, they could put some kind of Republican or Russian kind of red circle around me, or, all sorts of groups. The Democrats and police could put a blue circle around me illegally and abuse me. All sorts of people can fuck with me and cause problems. That's why it says harass the saints of the Most High when I want to help this place and make it better. I say help it. I want to help myself make it more comfortable, and I think people like the comfort that I'm saying, and I don't think it's too hard on people, and I think it adds to everybody's reality. So I think that's why high to low. There's the agreement here. And this is saying a court will be held. So someone's going to harass the saints of the Most High and put in his power for a time, 2 times, and a half time. 1,260 days? How long was 1,260 days ago? But a court will be held, and his power will be stripped from him, consumed, and utterly destroyed. Is that Jason P. London? Because it's a P there. And Stephanie Yostins have been using him to rape attack into Texas because his personality cult would have protected him. And also the seventh heaven thing was a joke that Satan would use against God. But all these people getting thrown into a burning lake for rape attacking me from my childhood. Again, if McSally saying that the system has raped her is a legitimate thing, which I think it is, because we live in a rape society. This system is raping me, and I'd like people to stand up and help me. I even think the Air Force has actually been used to rape attack me. Yo, I just changed the battery. I think that I was saying, if McSally's thing about being raped by the system is valid, which I believe it is, then me being attacked by a system of abuse, these adversarial rapist magistrate, it's abuse, and it's wrong. It's rape. You get it? Yeah. It's sexual disempowerment, penetrating people that are bonded to me, and the least piercing them in ways like, oh, did they pierce their ear and they're mocking me while they're stripping them down and harassing me from afar? It's rape. It hurts more than getting hit by a car. I'm super honest all the time. I may sound crazy to a lot of people, but I'm super honest, and I know that I sound crazy to people. You threw me in the fucking crazy house on a lie. Which, by the way, when people perjure themselves like Joel Macaluso, a Rice graduate, it hurts Rice. It hurts everybody. Rice needs to remedy this. Rice needs to stand up and speak out for me. It's really obvious, and there's records that can prove Joel was lying and, in the least, perjured himself. I say in the least because that's the least of what he's done. He's perjured himself and destroyed what the court system here means. Which it fucks it up for everybody when you can perjure yourself, strip someone's rights away from them, their First Amendment rights, their gun rights, their all sorts of rights, which the harassment stuff that Nick Vo did to me, that's bridging on first. I mean, it's definitely against my First Amendment, but it's in the way that it's written, they're trying to throw it off, but it's like even that is bridging on a violation of my First Amendment rights. Because none of them told me to stop. By the way, that should be the end of this to the court system. When any of these women told me to stop, I immediately stopped. To the women that were stalking me, like Brittany DeOrgasso and the other women, when they and Nicole Aguilar, as the algorithms were showing, and that have played part in these weird things against me, actions against me with the rest of my high school. They never said to stop. All I got was a response, like a being sent to jail thing. That's why I think there's a broadcasting deck around me, and I think people are trying to teach me abusive rape lessons. And again, is that my parents that aren't engaging this properly? They need to speak out. This is wrong. It's hurting everybody, high to low. Everybody has less money. Everybody has less food, desirably. Everybody has less drink. Everybody has less... every desirable thing, ration that you could think of, every luxury and whatever that the Bible describes. I mean, everything that is described, but it describes in the Bible, like every luxury. What do you think heaven is? I'm talking about the 4 winds of heaven. You think that's something from Buddhism or something? Majestic horns pointing to the 4 winds of heaven? You don't think, yo, I understand all this? And in the least, I'd take the Monkey King's staff and bash it over the head of any emperor trying to rape, abuse me and my family. But a court will be held, and his power will be stripped from him, consumed and utterly held. And sovereignty and kingship and the splendors of all the kingdoms under heaven will be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. His sovereignty is an eternal sovereignty, and every empire will serve and obey him. You can go into the Hebrew and read all this. And this is the... At that time, Michael will stand up, the great prince who mounts guard over your people. It's not someone named Michael. It's the name Michael means who is like God or who God. And so someone saying that that's who it is, they're wrong, because it's not. So that would be Satan. You get it? Probably one of the archangels of Satan is someone named Michael or something. Because the one who is God isn't like God. You get it? It is. Who is God? It is God. You get that? From God. Something like that. That's why I believe, Matthew is, yeah. You get it? Because that's Allah. Well, Elohim. The gods all together. See where it says Elohim, Eloah, Allah, Eloah, and where it says Jehovah Sabaoth, God of War, not where Muhammad was a fanboy warlord who has been using a bunch of money. Bella Hadid, Muhammad Hadid, and the Hadids spending a bunch of money and raping children to attack my family. Have you raped Debbie Payton? Adonai, our sovereign Lord. So the GoPro just shut off. Did I get something right there? Am I touching a nerve? Is it because death, the concept of death is taunted to us because Tony Payton has been lying? I think some of the Payton shit is weird. The Paytons have been attacking me. I think something about Hyde. Is Hyde the martyr? Did Caroline have some rape baby with Hyde? I mean, is that actually going on? And has Allison, the whole Taylor Swift thing is just some rape joke? Tons of money is being spent to attack me through these kids from the neighborhood. And Metal Gear Solid, I was introduced to at Seth Witzett's house. I go on and on, and I'm being attacked by the Stephanie Yostin characters there, and but it seems like Allison Payton, this Catholic schoolgirl and the Catholic family down the street, and Caroline Payton are being used to rape attack me and my family, along with people that I was either roommates with or went to school with or whatever. Is it because Beyonce's spending a bunch of money or something? Because the people that own Beyonce, the Arabs that own that own these people, they want to make some point? Is that cold-blooded? Because it's the truth? Yeah. So, Al Shady. See, El Shaddai, it's actually Al Shady. Didn't Shady murder you on your own shit? Cause I'm a motherfucking renegade. What does it say in the Bible? Don't call anybody a fool or a renegade lest you be condemned to hellfire. What happens when you call yourself, I'ma visit hell, preach to the ones in hell, go to heaven. Jesus. Yeah. Yoshua, if you want to be Japanese about it. I say Japanese. If you want to be Asian about it. Oriental. Chinese. Korean. Malaysian. Singapore. Somewhere. India? India's in Asia, if you haven't figured that out. And they're Asian. The Oliverse. Was I attacked by people from Airsoft? Or something else? Anyway, Shim. Shim is the name that gets put on the one who's opens up the Bible and is I'm gonna put the name on you. That's the name. It's this Shem. Yoga Shem. Ezekiel 48. You get why the name would be on you? Yo, Shem. I also know Shem, by the way. Jessica Shem and Jennifer, sister. Don't they know my family? By the way, it means title or authority, but it doesn't, and that's what the Jews use as the name. They just make a joke. 72 Shems of God, or the whatever of whatever, but they're not. Because I think it's some people that have attacked me, and like I'm just slowly having to pull them off and like exert a real just reality or something. And is it onoma, the Greek for authority, is Olivia Munn just being used to rape me, and like she's having rape babies in secret, and it's like being used to kill people, or is she going and like piercing women? Is she penetrating these women, or what's going on? Or she rape attacked me through people from Dallas, or drop out people, or my cousins, or like people are causing problems for me. People are fucking with me. I'm definitely being attacked by Stephanie Yostin. That in and of itself deserves some sort of oversight where I can see and get my life back in order, but they aren't doing that. They're abusing me. So I'm gonna sit back down here and finish this. This won't be like hours and hours. This might be an hour and something, but I'll try to keep it to not too long. So I tried to send that thing. Let's see what happens if I try to send it now. No, I can't do it. Won't let me. Wait, what happens if I try to retweet something though? Can I retweet this? Oh wait, this is relevant. I could retweet this, right? Because this is my own video where I've tagged relevant people, right? There's no way it's spam. Sorry, something went wrong. Sorry, something went wrong. Oh, is this more digital censorship? Is someone trying to teach me an abusive rape lesson that they shouldn't be? It hurts more than being hit by a car. It's a form of torture and rape abuse that's going on and has been going on since my childhood, since they like stripped me down from my childhood, whether my parents want to admit it or not, taking pictures of me and then using a disposable camera. Like, to take them on vacation probably wasn't a good idea because they're obviously going to get the pictures from that. I think there's even a movie about that or something, but like, it seems like someone's been harassing me and letting me know for a while that I've been stripped naked in public, and then, so why give a fuck? I haven't cared since I was a little kid. Additionally, I think people have been watching our family to an extreme degree because I had the word on me, so. I think people keep letting off that they like Little John and Big John or something, that they've been listening since my dad and I, like on the radio, since my dad and I were listening to that in the car or something. So, okay. Nope, it says this request looks like it might be automated. It's obviously not automated. I think people are filing malicious spam things against me, so not to protect the users from spam and other malicious activity, but to cut off my voice. That's what these women did when they filed these harassment charges, which aren't real. They're illegitimate. By the way, I have spoken to Brittany Orlando and a number of these women, I believe the other women, since graduation, but in the least Brittany Orlando. I've messaged and talked to her since graduation, and like the other things that Nick Vo wrote are wrong, and it can't be the same for all. At this point, while only 3 of them or 4 of the charges have been filed, one of them 2 times, Claire's twice, 9 of them exist in total. But what the fuck is this? Is this some kind of police rape operation, or some kind of police like operating deck, where when I'm saying Thanatos, it's like, is that one of the Tonys or Anthonys that I know? Any and all. It's just like the Alex or the Rick thing, like the Counselor Ricks or whatever. Anybody with the name thing that I'm saying. It's like there's just computers at an overhead level are fucking with people, and it's really obvious from my perspective, and I make it really obvious from my Twitter, and when I make sense of things, it bothers people because they don't want to be evil, but they are, most people. And so instead of changing their mind, they continue to abuse me and my family. Something like that. Okay, well, I can't post this. So additionally, I'm talking about shadow banning, right? So I tagged myself on Facebook in a number of things on Drop Clock Productions, because this was something that I did with friends where I DJ'd at Beauty Bar and a number of places around Dallas. It says Collie T and Friends featuring Soulja, and it seems like are these people on my side? Well, they can't reach out to me, or they haven't been in a reasonable way, so they're hypocrites. If they are, I mean, they're either hypocrites or they're being cut off in illegal ways from reaching out to me, and if they aren't, they were put around me in an abusive fashion and abused away my rights. Look, special guest, Jesus Christ, they know how to make yokes, but that's not as funny as a yoke as it's the Soulja. So, I added this drop clock the other day. I'm talking about censorship, and I followed it, and it blocked me, but then undid that. Does that make sense? So I was following drop clock, so I did follow, right? And you are unable to follow more people at this time? I mean, is it because I'm calling, like, the World Bank? This is the day after I've called the World Bank on that my cousin works for the World Bank, that enough interests are asserting on my family and my cousin to, I think, make him feel either fearful or they've paid him off or something, and it's abusing me in such a degree that I'm hurting more than being hit by a car every day, and no one will speak up about it. And by the way, if you can't hear me talking, that's a window unit. I'm just trying to keep cool and keep this from overheating, because I'm recording everything on my GoPro. I don't have a way to share that with people, and I'd like to broadcast my entire life, but while people are abusing it and harassing it away. But instead of allowing that, people are cutting me off more and more. Like the news and stuff, instead of covering anything, they're abusing me, playing the silent treatment. KPRC, I know you're aware. So Channel 2, KPRC, KHOU 11, ABC 13, Fox 26 Houston, the CW 39, Telemundo Houston, Univision Houston 45, Byline Houston. I've reached out to you on like independent journalist. Culture Map. It seems like Swamp Lot was taken down. Maybe they were bought off or just taken down because they were a local thing, and like the Houston Business or Dallas Business Journal wanted to buy it off, and now you have to subscribe if you want information about the city. I mean, that's what people do, and they're cutting people off from life this zero-sum resource game is killing people. And also this says Joel Thiel. Is Joel Macaluso and Colin Thiel, are they gay and raping me? I mean, when I say gay doesn't mean happy, by the way. LGBT, the L and the G and the BT aren't together, and all of this is just bullshit. The L is with me if you're an actual L and you want to get off the planet and survive forever in a kingdom of heaven where you have, fun with who you like. And me as well. I mean, in the least, you can't be forcing and abusing on me with these people, and you're probably less aligned with the G's, because I think I'm more G, like happy, than people who have been abusing me and pretending to be G, and then just saying and using the flag. Because the rainbow flag is actually the pagan deity symbol, and that's been going on for a long time. So, by the way, ask people like Austin Felak. I say people like, I mean, my gay friends, I don't know, gayborhood. People who hang out in the gayborhood. Literally, dudes flying everywhere in every gayborhood. Ask him, am I judging in an abusive way, or when he was passed out drunk, did I make sure that he literally stayed alive? Ask Nick Bostic. Ask Cam, who broke into my house and I had to choke out, but then got him water and made sure he was safe, got him home. Like, golden rule. What's going on here, though, that people are abusing me and, like, this is going on? Ask these people. So that's what I'm saying, like, ask people who would generally be because it seems like I think some people are acting like I'm against any rights, and what I'm for is liberty, except you can't use your liberty to attack me. You can't use your liberty in ways which, if likely my magistrate, so if I'm saying something, likely my magistrate can figure this out, like the one tied to me that's not like tied to the state or anything, the one tied to my reality, the celestial, like when I'm looking at things and you saw all the weird stuff happening, if what comes into that figures it out, that you've attacked me, then that's what's the decider, not some other thing. So I'm deciding, not like whatever random thing. And you can see a righteous judge. That's what Revelation 19 says. Revelation 19 also talks about the strike on the thigh that hurts, and that's why the name is on me. So, I mean, is this says Dube official? That's Yassine bin Halim, bin Elohim, bin son of the gods. Well, yo, I am the gods. Yeah. And then and we did the drop, but I mean, I think something did the drop and they tried to drop me. And this is the drop clock was all sorts of people from my reality are fucking each other and like rape attacking me and having children to like create false realities around me so they can siphon off my resources instead of work with me to create a reality. And in that time it makes it makes it unbearable to be here, actually, for them and everybody. Joel Thiel, I mean, is that really what's going on? And this says Brittany Wilson. I mean, is that Brian Wilson and the Squid Duo? He was moved in for another one of the Squid Duo people. Is that what that is? Or, I mean, all sorts of people being used to like rape attack me in really wrong and fucked up ways. And I think Erykah Badu and Jay Electronica are like telling people, you can be black. Like, we'll consider you black enough if you attack this person. Or what? The gods, that's Rock Nation, and what's going on with the Nation of Islam. But like, those are people paid off by Arabs and oil money. Like, those are Arab gangs paying off black people here to represent their Arab gangs that are using oil money to assert over America in abusive and wrong ways. And it's not all Arabs, it's like the House of Saud. But that's not the House of Jehovah, not the House of even to most Arabs. Allah is the female title, so Elohim, the gods. I mean, is Allah one of the female gods out of India disguised? I mean, actually, is it one of the girls down the street? Is it, I mean, any of the women in my group? Is it all the women in some kind of rape mecca against me? Rape mecca empire? Alright, so you have this, but it's being like, I friended it, and it hasn't posted anything in a while, but I'm trying to show that my history is still there, and they're trying to get rid of me actively in my family. Like, X3, in Nation of Islam, they have the X. Malcolm X is like, oh, like, I think someone in his family has died, or he's like, you know, descended of slaves or something. And I'm X3, like, you can see, like, it seems like they're trying to get rid of generations. And, like, it seems like they're trying to get rid of another generation of my family and I. And I say that, and I'm gonna go over this, but first let me go over this. I went to Droplock Productions after I tagged myself in all sorts of pictures, and it was taken down. It was censored. This is my First Amendment rights being attacked. This is people trying to get rid of my history. In the least, I wanted to archive this. Facebook isn't letting me archive it. I can't even talk about the harassment that these women are doing. By the way, I reached out to Dale Decker and John Hill about help with this stuff and these skater people who should be helped. I got hit by a car. I think, like, I'm not trying to be extreme, and I'm more extreme than most fucking people. And, like, I'm asking for help with, like, my Instagram being taken down because he was asking for help, and I was like, I'll help you because I think that speaking out about it. And he got his back, but I haven't gotten mine back. And mine was a testimony of abuse, and his was, like, he's trying to sell things and make his brand, which I think he should be allowed to do, and I don't think he should be taking things down like that. I also think that him using some sexuality to do so, while not tacky, I mean, while tacky, while not tacky, I don't know, depends. While in its form, like, I was just like, whatever. I mean, it's using sex to sell something, but it's like, I don't think it's worse than a lot of other things that are going on, and I think that violating people's rights to, like, cut people off from saying things like this, I wasn't doing that to people, was I? I'm just saying the people directly attacking me, you're gonna be thrown into burning lake because you're watching me be rape abused and you're not helping. And so, if you're afraid of that and you haven't spoken out because that offends you, fuck, this hurts so much, I got hit by a car, it hurts more than that. What do I say? So, this, they took down Drop Clock, which I think when Whitney O'Hearn did yoga with me, it did some kind of mirror thing because I'm the Word of God and it mirrors. And, like, it literally crippled half of her body from the inside. And that's what I'm constantly dealing with. So you can ask her, it literally diseased her to where it hospitalized her. So, Drop Clock Productions, they took the page down. And is that it? They're just making history erasable, and that's part of the point. It was a bunch of people put around me to do this. And one of the reasons I brought this up was I reached out to Dylan White, who is trying to change the world and do all sorts of film stuff and like affect change supposedly. I'm like literally the only person that I know recording my entire life. I'm self-editing all this stuff. I'm making sure that I'm getting into a point where it's like I'm going to, like, whether other people help me or not, I'm gonna make my point out. And people are cutting me off, which is literally the thing. All these people are saying that you shouldn't have happened. I wasn't doing that to them. I'm saying attacking me directly, surrounding me, and abusing me is what would get you thrown into a burning lake, but not just liberty. Does that make sense? But surrounding me, harassing me with imagery, and abusing me, that's why you would change your mind, repent. But, you know, expressing yourself wouldn't. Does that make sense? I'm being really honest and fair, because I think that's fair. I'm expressing myself, and what I was expressing is self-defense. I've clearly been attacked for a long time. I mean, the Stephanie Yostin character is an obvious example as such, but a number of these things. And I think they're trying to say that it says that something sold for a lot, because I think they auctioned off some kind of sexuality where they've been raping a number of, it says girls really rule. No, they don't. The whore of Babylon tricked a bunch of dumb, moldable men into rape attacking me, and that's why he's had disease issues. And he and everybody who's connected to this, you will die into eternal burning death in a very painful, diseased way if you don't stop attacking me. Yo, and then immediately the GoPro comes off because these pussies have to attack me from a distance because they can't actually get in here. And then when they do, that's when this massive event happens. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of not being able to live properly. All these people are dying into eternal burning death trying to make some kind of rape point because they're dumbasses. Is that the whole point, Dylan? I mean, are you on the other side of this and harassing me from some kind of a non-rape broadcasting deck where I don't give a fuck who you are? You, your friends, and your family are going to die off into eternal burning death. You aren't some fucking rapist police officer and rape authority. I think that's what he thought he was. Or some people, Nick Vo, some people think they are. Again, is Nick Vo raping me with his kid? Did the Stephanie Yostins rape me with Nick Vo's children? They're all going to be thrown into a burning lake, obviously trying to rape me out of authority for something in Tennessee. When I said, Nick Vo, you aren't from here. You're from Tennessee. Get the fuck back to Tennessee. It has nothing to do with his, race or anything. Though I think it is tilting people when I'm making these, like, mixes towards Olivia Munn and Maggie, which, by the way, fix my problem while you're raping me! Fuck you! I mean, bless you. I mean, what do I mean? You get it? How do I get this out in a way that's reasonable, where I'm not being raped down by the magistrate? Is impossible. And so that's why the people, Nick Vo, Judge Baldwin, Greg Abbott, all these people in a line, the President of the United States, the United Nations, that's why I'm saying all these things where they're rape attacking me. Self-defense is you're going to die. You want to live? Follow me. You can live into forever. But this book says the toiling of the nations, where a bunch of random nation states attacking me. I think even by the end of, like, Rahm Emanuel's saying it's city-states that are, like, coming up, becoming the new thing. So the city that God loves and lives in the flesh, yo, I mean, seriously, why are people rape attacking me? Why hasn't Sylvester Turner engaged this? You're not going to get rid of my family and I. You're not scaring me, you're only hurting me, and the consequences, the Armageddon event where a third of mankind dies, or the third part of mankind, why do you think that is? This is torture. This is like the Nazis. Erykah Badu's trying to brag like Poland and the Nazi death camps in her most recent Instagram post. Like, here, Instagram. The unicorn. See? AU. Gold. And she's pointing to herself. I mean, is she rape attacking me through people at UT Dallas? And that was the whole point? The whole point was I needed help, and a bunch of people have been rape attacking me in a way which is diseasing all mankind and hurting people. Her and Jay Electronic had a fashion baby named Mars. I feel sorry for Mars, because honestly, she's just a kid that they put a God name on, and they've been trying to assert over me, like, because I have the name of God on me, like, it doesn't mean shit. Any God can do this. I think this is people, Japan, this is the Yakuza or some shit, or some kind of Ani, or rape samurai, or is this rape samurai for the Arabs, and that's why it's the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Slams, Mecha Slams, and that's why the Sultan gets replaced. Mars Merkaba. What do you think the Book of Mark is? Do you think I got a good yoke here? So anyway, so who do you really think the God of War is? An Ares? I mean, and again, it's just kids being used and put up in fashion, rape fashion, like I'm saying with Alessandra Ambrosia and the Anja Chakra, which I think when it gets so obvious that what is happening is hurting this girl, that something has to change. I think that's the 6th book of the Church of, like, the Book of Philadelphia, where, like, the Anja Chakra is the 6th thing, and, like, the 6th, there's, like, some kind of objective system that I've already made a PowerPoint on about, like, new Illuminati shit, and I think it also has to do with Maslow's hierarchy and shit like that, that can help people. And, like, there's... is the recognition that, like, a kid is being used to rape abuse me in 2019 with her image, or maybe she's already been used, like, her virginity's been taken specifically or on film to rape attack me, or her brother's been... It says, crypto is live. So, yeah, that's probably it, because I'm signaled to in ways like this, and the end of the Bible is a third of mankind, because these rapists have been raping away my life and abusing everybody on the planet with this little girl's sexuality. So, I mean, is Alessandra Ambrosia Jezebel? I thought that Stephanie Yostin's were, but... Here, listen to my knee pop, hold on. That's my knee. It's Revelation 19:16, has the name written in Genesis 32. That's what it's talking about. There's like a thing a hurt you can put in people that like dislocates them and rots them, and it hurts so much, it hurts more than being hit by a car. And you could see my entire leg was bruised, and that leg was deep bruised. I was cut up. I pulled glass from my face. My nail is still growing back. Like, it wasn't comfortable. I had like cuts all up and down my arm. A week later, I pulled glass out of my arm again. It's less comfortable than that. I'd rather have been hit by a car again, which I don't want to get hit by a car again. Please don't do that. So, which was that on purpose? Which just proving that I'm who I claim to be. So, and by the way, I got hit by a car with my GoPro on. That should be news. Like, how is that not news everywhere? It's like, I know I'm living in some kind of Truman Show rape reality where they're abusing me. And like, is that really what it is? Like, did some rich person from somewhere, Anja is her name, so India, or anywhere, did Donald Trump do it? Buy this girl's sexuality and then, like, her virginity, and take her virginity on film, and then the whole point is to torture any man connected to her. And that's what a lot of people do, by the way, and that's a sexual abuse domination thing I brought up and then was sent to mental prison for. That's what I brought up, and Joel Macaluso was informed on the police, like, he's a bad person. He's not eating and sleeping, and he thinks people are abusing him. I mean, clearly I'm being harassed. These are multiple women. What the fuck are you watching? So, I mean, is that what happened? Did they take her virginity? And that's why a third of mankind is it out of India? That's why it's the Anja Chakra, or is it some kind of Mohammed bin Salman, or is it Olivia Munn, or some woman? Her mother, her father. Was it crypto? Because that's what popped up immediately. Or who is it that's raping me? And like, I just didn't want to be connected to this thing where I'm being raped and it hurts more than being hit by a car, and I can't get anybody to speak out for me because they're like either being cut off from me or so offended in such a wrong way that they're like abusing me instead, and they're in the wrong always because they're Satan and I have the Word of God on me. You see how the Word of God is it's like Jesus is a stone of offense. I mean, Is that what happened in Dallas? Did they rape her? Did Dylan film this? That they raped this girl? Is the auction? It says sold for a lot. Did they see at the end of the Bible? It talks about like, so you can sell sexuality, but then if it's not tied to that person forever, it's adultery and it hurts them. And if it's tied to someone if it's not tied to anybody, then it gets tied to the most dominant person, which the word of God, which it would be God. And then who is God? Yo, as soon as I said magistrate would say, it cut that off. But this is a false magistrate that I'm wrestling with, and you're about to be executed into eternal burning torture by being operated on and thrown into a burning lake. Even the state of Texas has illegally attacked me and my family here, and I'm gonna prove that they're trying to get rid of me in history. They're trying to get rid of my family. I mean, I think it's the Japanese or some shit with the drop clock thing, because as I look this up also... By the way, I've asked Crypto to speak out and make a video on stuff, and I like, on things that might, get my cousin Adam Deal, who works for the World Bank, and the World Bank to understand that it's hurting people that they aren't taking action for cryptocurrency. And when I did that, the next day, Apple does an It's Showtime event where they release a credit card after I've made it really clear how much I'm changing things for cryptocurrency. Credit cards and Goldman Sachs and these banks, they've made these Citi coins. I know John Wearing and the guy down here in, or John Wearing at least, and he won't speak up. He's another Rice grad who won't speak up about Joel's rape abuse in my family. And his father works for Citi, and Arjun works for Citi, Arjun Bose, and they're, you know, Rice, connected to Rice University. Citicoin in the dump as Citigroup scraps their cryptocurrency. So if you're saying I'm informing on anything, it's because Joel informed on me in a way that's abusive and illegal, and it's hurting me and everybody that this can't get remedied. Fix this. No magistrate is actually dealing with this properly. If you're attacking me as a magistrate, you're a false magistrate attacking a sovereign. I know I have diplomatic immunity extended to me, by the way. That's why you need to end this shit. Citicoin in the dump as Citigroup scraps their cryptocurrency. When they make these, it's not as good as open ledgers. That's why no kind of credit card that Apple could make or anything that you could do this to send money to anywhere is gonna be as good as an open ledger that you could see. And if people want to be anonymous, you can anon into those coins and then do the anonymous stuff there, or you can, there's other anonymous ways you can figure. There's some way, but it's, I don't think, first of all, Apple credit card is not going to be anon. It's just going to be controlled by a group. And that's been my point. And if they're using a blockchain to do this anyway, then it's been my point anyway that, like, private groups trying to make these proprietary to steal off resources in a zero-sum way isn't making shit for anybody. It's causing problems. It's literally stealing away resources from everybody because they could be used in a more efficient way, like I'm trying to say they should be. So in the moment, it makes it hard, and reasonably makes it harder for everybody. So, okay, and Apple has billions of dollars. Either fund me or you're attacking America because you're not paying proper taxes. You and a lot of groups like Amazon and a lot of groups like Amazon and shit. Which, I mean, I think that if I'm paying taxes on my crypto, which is being taxed wrong anyway, when the IRS would make so much more money if they listened to this. I mean, even the taxing authority is losing out on money because they aren't taxing this properly. They're losing out on billions, even in the year. I mean, do you get how fucking dumb this is and how my arguing... This shouldn't be that I have to argue this every day. That I have to fight for what is right and makes me and everybody else a better reality. So... it seemed to be directly related to me talking about this with the World Bank. Like, all sorts of groups and NGOs and actors are making their points. They spend a lot of resources and money to tie these things to events to where, you know, it would be tied to me. I've reached out to Dylan. I mean, this is what I've said to Dylan. I mean, I've said a number of things, which I received this last night. Someone said the Watcha. Is that because the Yoker and the Yoka thing and the Black Angel Joker? And someone's trying to attack me, like Erykah Badu is trying to make this like it's Auschwitz and she's some Egyptian rapist. Like, there were bad people in Egypt too, you dumb bitch. People are gonna get rid of you quicker than you could fucking imagine. So the watcha, no, the yoka, you dumb bitch. It's like a yoker. You get it? And Jay Electronica, is he my nigga? No. Do you get the yoker, yoka thing? Do you get why I have, well, when Nas released a song and he's asking if I'm the slave or the master, I'm just gonna make fucking, things about it. I'm gonna make music and do shit, because at this point, I mean, I feel like both. But I do see these abusive-ass women and rapist fucking men like Jay Electronica and Erykah Badu are still acting and exerting on my reality in an abusive fucking way and not helping anybody on the planet. For years! The black false gods? Is that why this is a magistrate of, like, black people paid off by Arabs abusing someone who... kind of confused in my am I really I don't think I'm that confused, but I have the word of God on me, but I've had to deal with a lot of confusion because that's how the abyss is. It's a state of confusion, and I'm having to make sense of all this shit, which I'm gonna go back over this. Literally some Arabs trying to, for the oil money thing, and rich people here in Houston trying to get rid of me because, and did Nick Vo rape Anja? Was it a police rape operation where they filmed it and they're trying to rape kids now? And that's how they're doing, it's like the police space lords thing, and like all these people are being thrown alive into a burning lake. Is that it? I mean, they put a felony retaliation charge on me when I said my freedom of religion, that people would be thrown in a burning lake for rape attacking me with people that have been bonded to me and children. And Nick Vo's still rape attacking me, along with Judge Baldwin and some false magistrate of the false gods and fake Mecca slams and fake Mecca. Mecca came 600 to 900 years after Zion was spoken about as being the place where Babylon would be defeated. Babylon, Bet Bel, the House of Bel, and is that just more Bell Technologies versus like whatever lab is outfitting me? I mean, seriously, what the fuck is all this bullshit and why won't it end? This is rape assault on my reality. It's been going on since my childhood. Look, dude. I don't think this happy-looking kid deserves to be raped down any longer. And is the Nicolaitans, is that St. Nicholas or Santa Claus? This is how some fake thing is like... And because he's Asian, he's able to trick things. Was he tilted about the Olivia Munn thing, or does he have a kid with Olivia Munn? Rape? Is he like some fake Navy SEAL or something, rape attacking into the Houston Police Department? What is this rape endeavor? He seemed really scared when he was shaking my hand because he knew what he was doing was wrong. All these people seem really scared and unable to speak with a deep voice. They seem like they're doing like their thing. Like Judge Baldwin feels like a rookie judge, because she is, who's been pressured into this by a judgeship that's corrupt and abusive. If she speaks, she could get protection, and you know what? This would all be taken care of. I wouldn't hold her to account, I would hold the other people. The magistrate would hold the other people to account, not, you know, the judge that at the very end. It's like the dealer. You're like the drug dealer. You get it? I'm breaking a deal with the drug dealer. This plea bargain. The Yoda. I'm the Yo-DA. I'm Yo-DA. You get it? I'm striking a deal with the judge in public who's abusing me and my family here. I think they thought I was white and... I look kind of like a little white kid, huh? Yeah. A nice little smile on my face, but I think I'm just kind of like... It's been abused by every side. So, like, what do I do? I smile. Well, my dad always said, you can at least smile. Actually. But I mean, I do think that's a good, it makes sense. He gives good enough advice, except for the thing where I'm saying speak out on this stuff that's going on, but I mean, he gives good advice otherwise. And I think he would agree after all that I'm going through and proving that, yeah, that's ultimately God, and so he would be my dad. You have to have the word of God on him, get it? Alright. I mean, get it? Call none but God. No one Father but God. But then if I have the word on me and then he's that person, then, okay, so it's paradoxical, right? So, yo! I'm unable to follow more people this time, right? So I'm being shadow banned and stuff and locked out of realities here. And my drop lock account, I've reached out to Dylan White here. And these people who are rape attacking into my reality, I've offered protection to these fake magistrates like the Nation of Islam. I mean, is that Arabs then being funded by Russian oil money and arms dealers? I'm sure. That's where they get their arms from. The Prince of Roshan, Tubalskin, Meshech, Ezekiel 38 and 39, Revelation 20. This is Revelation 19:20. I mean, I'm making sense of all this shit. So this is what I sent to Dylan today. Dylan, I'm on the drop clock page. I followed it, and I'm no longer following it on Twitter. And I think someone actively... Here. Yo, Dylan, I'm on the drop clock page. I followed it, and I'm no longer following it on Twitter. And I think someone actively removed me, and someone deleted the drop clock page. But I think drop clock in and of itself was just a thing for a bunch of people to get around me and run a covert rape action on me in conjunction with Stephanie Yostin and a number of nation states and private actors and companies and stuff. And they thought they were some kind of syndicate abusing away my rights. Is that true? If not, you need to speak out about this. You're a massive hypocrite, and not only are you a terrorist, you're not on the side of the fighting for. He's like a fake counter-terrorist. They're fake police. Machine. You're going to be caught in no man's land in the burning lake. So I suggest you speak up immediately. Yeah. I think the police got these people to run some kind of rape operation against me because they molested some children. Like Nick Vo is happening. Like, I think they're raping the Stephanie Yostin children, or Anja, or whomever else. And my whole point is, raping me for years while you're watching me and it hurts more than getting hit by a car instead of helping me. Like, do you get that? Instead of helping people, people are raping them. That's wrong. People are incurring sexual pain in the least. People are incurring sexual displeasure in a way that comes out physiologically in a form of pain that hurts so much. A car hitting me is less on a scale that you could measure out anecdotally. But, I mean, it's pretty scientific when I'm being the objective instrument here and you're seeing that, you know, the things that I'm saying are happening. That's the spirit of prophecy from God, magistrate, that God. This might actually be longer than however many. I said it might only be an hour and a half, but it might be a little longer than that or something. Might be 2 hours or maybe longer. Or maybe not. It might end shortly here. So Dylan, I mean, seriously, you and the drop clock people, Whitney, Tyler, Martinez, all these people, I mean, I don't even know, were they just... Is that some kind of Japanese rape operation? I've noticed that when I go, I say all these places because no one's engaging the Stephanie Yostin thing. It's coming out of Japan and the Netherlands. They're obviously prostitutes rape attacking my reality. They're doing some shit that is so inappropriate. It's like, it's hard to describe. What was I even coming in here for? There's so much on my mind where this is like difficult to deal with. Look, I follow Sugar Boogers on. Sugar Boogers. It's ASMR. I like the texture that it looks like when the hot is melting and going through like butter. That's ASMR to me. And then she cuts gooey and weird things that like goop out. And I think her intention is for people to enjoy it. So the intention is being exerted. So anyway, oh, that's what I wanted to look up. So when I type in hashtag drop, also Emily Radikowski, I mean, you can clearly see she came to Texas but was in Austin at the Austin Rodeo. She's watching me and abusing me, trying to signal out to me in harassing ways. Like, have other men abused these women? I mean, put me in the exalted position and throw these men into a burning lake. Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing? You're the rapist. Like, I mean, seriously. It's why these people are all fucking massive hypocrites. So I go to recent for drop clock stuff, and so there's a group in Japan that's been doing drop clock, and I think they're trying to hold some kind of copyright stuff. And they only recently picked this back up again after the mass destruction events in Japan. They haven't been doing as many posts and stuff. This is 2017. But look, and I think they're trying to say piggy, but they're police officers. They're working as police officers for a different kind of police force than they realize. Or maybe then that's the whole point, is like they're trying to steal away what is like when you go back far enough. So as you go back down here, oh, even the top, most of the top stuff is me. In fact, the most recent thing, Beauty Bar, there's no likes on this. There's 3 likes, but it's still the top because I think there's more likes than just 3 likes, and I'm being shadow banned by Instagram and Twitter and whomever else. You see, drop clock. This is 2013. So slightly, I could reach out, except he hasn't posted since a while ago. Some douche has Patron, story of the D-bag, money and pussy, story of the night, money and pussy. I mean, just some person put around my being to harass me? Something like that? Him and Whitney, like, fake relationship. Actually. Drop clock, Violet Hanners, and a number of the models signaling TV and Dallas police. So that whole period was on a form of television where people were rape attacking me, I'm assuming. Here's the drop clock. That's why a third of mankind would die into eternal burning death instead of going to a place where all their dreams were... all their dreams fulfilled. Oh, look, it even says Exodus. And Divine Society. I mean, the only Exodus could come with me, and that would only be speaking out right the fuck, you know, a long time ago. So here, you go back far enough, and it's Collie T and her, and they have their mouths open. One thing is Collie T, like, rape attacking me and getting in a relationship with Claire Bruce, but is actually, like, fucking Joel Macaluso or some shit, and it's like, I wasn't trying to assert over people, but people robbing from me and rape abusing me and like sending me to jail and hurting me and torturing me is the end of people's liberties like that. Not the end of liberty, just their liberties. And did I read something, Ohm D's? Jess D's, the bee's knees, where they're bragging about, I mean, was that it? Because was he an Olivia Munn or something? Was that it? Or what, him and Whitney? I know him and Whitney, but at least he wanted to fuck Whitney. Which, Whitney's whole thing was... Yo, I was just describing Jess here. And it's like, Jess D's the bee's knees because I've been attacked at my knee. By the goo. That's an attack, the goo. I have heard, supposedly... Jess D's the bee's knees. I mean, and this is Drop Clock's legal department. I mean, is that what this is? And, like, these people, to get around me and have enough, like, maybe it made them popular in the underground for a little while where they could fly around. Like, behind, from my view, I can't see that they're doing stuff where they're being empowered and paid off like rakes. Like, I'm the emperor and they tried to rake me down. So, like, they've gotten around my being. And even in the Proverbs, it says... This is today's proverb. If you read, like, Joseph Prince talks about reading a proverb a day. So that's that's some good advice. How about that? So for today's proverbs, first of all, if your enemy is hungry, give him something to eat. If thirsty, something to drink. By this you heap red hot coals on his head, and Yahweh will reward you. But here it says, from silver remove dross, and it emerges wholly purified. From the king's presence remove the wicked, and on his throne, on virtue his throne is founded. So these people who surrounded me and have been abusing me and abusing me at my sexuality for a long time, and I think, like, having kids to rape abuse the kids, specifically, for like sovereigns around the world, being paid off like oil money and sovereigns and rich people because they got close to me and they want to abuse my ego and personality. And that's why girls like Like, literally, that's why young girls like her would be bought off and sold and, like, raped on camera to assert over my sexuality and hurt me. Since I was a little baby, this has been going on to me. I think they've been buying off the kids connected to me. And they buy them off at their childhood, and then that's it. And they're put into this game of, well, you have a little bit of money in it, that's it, once you're done. And then you just normal. Instead of you're connected to God, you live with God. Like 144,000 chaste virgins on Zion is women who save themselves and like who go with me on my way instead of who use their sexuality to abuse. And like if her mom is teaching her to abuse with her sexuality, in the least her image is not helping. It's being used to harass me from far away. I asked for help on something years ago, and instead of helping me, a bunch of people specifically surrounded me and harassed me and abused me more, and then are making jokes about it. They're like a crown of thorns, right? That's even the fucking joke, the Stephanie Yostin thing. The Stephanos is a crown, and they're even making jokes about being thorns because they're like raping me by like fucking all sorts of other people, cuckold raping me, like actually, and then raping the children. That's it. And I think it's connected to people now connected to me from in America. And it's like, I mean, this is where all of this would end. You fucked over everybody's rights to prove some kind of rape point. I mean, y'all are garbage. And even here, look, I'm like, look, I love Alessandra Ambrosia because this person is like, this is horrible. It's her personal life. This is horrible. I don't think you have a reason to hate her. It's her personal life, and even if you don't like someone, this is just disrespect. And I said, yo, I love Alessandra Ambrosia, but I'm going to call her out for being an asshole. And the guy was trying to slut shame her. So this is the issue. A lot of women get put in this system, and they don't get taught something else. The issue is when you're taught something else, and you're going against the spirit of that, the truth, the spirit of God, and is saying, go this way because it's helping. Like the spirit of the Christ, you know, is what it talks about. If you're going against that, you're anti the Christ, and that's hurting people because you're anti the life. You're dragging people towards death. Someone at the operating system exerting over a military force to rape away my rights. I mean, I think a number of people, maybe the neighbors down the street, are being used to rape me because the Pope sits on a fake little boy rape throne for the Catholic Church. I mean, is that it? Something like that? Am I even signaling? Was my friend raped? Is any of my friends raped? You want to speak out? I mean, to my Catholic friends, Emilio Longoria, what's up with the Catholic Church? I mean, they're no longer a Christian. You cannot call yourself a Christian and say you're Catholic. They took the name out of the lectionary. That is against Christianity. It's against the name. It's against the spirit of Jesus. And that's to Emilio, who's a Jesuit, went to straight Jesuit. Or, what is he now? I mean, adversarial to God, me, Matthew Ray Wilkins. Additionally, the guy who is trying to slut shame her for how she portrays... I mean, did he rape me? Is that the whole point? He's just some fake idiot controlled by a computer? Or who is? Who's fucking attacking me? Like, that's my whole point. Part of my point is, I do say I'm trying to fix things to Alessandra Ambrosia. And I say, bring me your butthole. Let's talk and be friends. Be my lovers. Be my woman. Call me daddy. I love you. Like, I love you. I mean, I love. The thing is, people are abusing me, and I'm trying to show, well, I love regardless. I'm not trying to show. I love regardless. The thing is, love is discipline at times, and people trying to discipline me, you are never loving. You aren't love. You're just trying to like, the law in and of itself isn't appropriate, and it's illegal at this point. You get it? It's operated illegally for no reason. There is a sovereign, and having operated against me, people have offered me sovereignty. You can see it on my GoPro video. Additionally, diplomatic immunity from other countries, I already know. Do I have to name them? From other groups as well. Do I have to name them? So, I mean, look, just good vibes. That's all I am. And I've reached out to, it talks about, this is because someone said her ex shits on Alessandra Ambrosia because she is crap, and I said, when Alessandra Ambrosia brings her butt hair over here, I will put her in my grandma's tub, physically shit and pee on her, fuck her, come inside her, finger her correctly, making her come uncontrollably with my cum inside her. Like a story, but it's like, she's already been disrespected sexually, so have most of these women, and other men are using their image to abuse everybody, but specifically me. So I'm going to take that back and then do something respectful with it and build. Instead, these people are abusing me and raping me, as they have been, along with, it seems like, the Nation of Islam, Rock Nation, J Electronica, like all these fucking fake-ass groups, everybody, the weeping and gnashing of teeth, the dogs. I mean, is that just gay male prostitutes or male prostitutes being, like, they just want money, they don't actually want a better reality, where you don't even need money, you have all this literally infinity of everything. Let's see. So I say I love Alessandra Ambrosia, and I'm talking about, like, I'll passionately make out with her and cum swab and blah, blah, blah. And if this is sexual in nature and it's causing this to be censored, I'm being attacked at my sexuality and I can't get it out in any way where it's being respected. I'm being attacked by the police who are attacking me in my sexuality, and it's illegal to abuse me like this. So that's why I'm saying people would reach out and deal with this in drastic manners. I film all of it for me and Alessandra's private records. You know, create a private library instead of what porn is. Like, a private library for me and who wants it in the extended family, or however I want to do it and however we agree to it, but not for the public, and not to rape abuse my life away, because that inherently leads to death, because there's never enough resources and there never could be. And it would have to actuate through someone. Yo. So, Matthew, and then it says, she is a slut, and even her ex knows, so her ex is happy without her. I mean, is that what it is? I mean, did she sell her daughter's sexuality? Is that what is being, or what? I mean, she's mocking me as this cat's rule thing, but I'm just trying to bring out slowly, like, cook these people who've been raping me out of my authority. If not, she still needs to speak up. Alessandra Ambrosia, you still need to speak up. Alessandra, you still need to speak up and end this. Be reasonable. Reasonable would be either engage this in the way to resolve this, like, come and speak this out and just talk this out, or it'd also be reasonable to, you know, I can come poop on you since people are shitting on you anyway. I'll shit on you in real life, and then I can be the person who shat on you most and love you, and who loves you most, and there you go. I mean, that's been my point, and to all these women. And if you don't get that, that's why you're brain damaged and dying, and that's why you're rapists that are leading everyone into death, and that's why the mass destruction events are incoming and still happening regardless. And the people who exert on me harder, Judge Baldwin, every time you exert on me harder, you go down more in history as an abuser. It's only because you're a rookie judge that you're being used in this way. If you're mad that I'm calling you a rookie judge, then you shouldn't have just been voted in. You should have been in position. I mean, that's it. The ones who are in position are using you because they don't want to get out of their entrenchment. How does it sound if protection, and then, well, then you'd be a reasonable judge if you actually spoke out in the way that I'm saying. Otherwise, you're abusing me with my family here. I've already explained. Even Rahm Emanuel's saying we're going to city-states, and that's what it already is. It's like, you can see here in the city-state, I mean, I probably generate more for the economy than a lot of other things. And I'm not even being allowed to see it or being told or being let in on it, and I just don't want to be tortured. And I'm being tortured. That's why the people who are torturing me in conjunction with the magistrate would be taken out of any position, so stop it. I mean, seriously, stop it. End this. So, and it's clear that I'm saying here, and I'm like, if you're stating, so, yo, this person who's saying, I think her ex, Jamie, or Jaime, or Yami, or Jaime, saw she was a whore. If she is a whore, then there's a problem. If she's not, then in this is happy to be far from Alessandra Ambrosia, who wants a whore. Nicolo Odi, is that the Nicolations? Is he just some rapist idiot who would willingly put himself in rape attack against me and my family? And is he the one that raped Andra, or who did that? Is that happening? I mean, her image is being used in inappropriate ways to hurt me, and I'm being hurt. It would be nice, and hurt a lot of people, because I think it would fix a lot of people's images if we got this in order. But people aren't doing it in any reasonable way, nor are they taking this to the extreme anyway. So if you're going that way and then hiding it, well, then take it the fucking extreme anyway and don't hide it. But if you're like, and like, that's what I've been at. And once they do that, all this shit collapses anyway, because they aren't supposed to be the ones in this authority, and they've only stolen it away and are trying to rape, like, hold it down with rape tactics. So, who wants a whore? Nicolo Odi is the man she dates and cheats on is in for money as he has none. Haha. So he's just a male prostitute, is that it? And his image is being used to rape attack me? I mean, was Karl Lagerfeld the one that rape attacked me through? And Stephanie Yostin, these old men, I mean, through Stephanie Yostin and Alessandra Ambrosia, and these old men are just being put up in rape authority, and no one's speaking fuck all, and Donald Trump's allowing it to happen. That's why he's on a beast throne, where I'm not saying anything that's not counterterrorism, because they're terrorizing me using Russian money here in America. And oil money, it's obvious. Alessandra Ambrosia, look, so I said, if Alessandra Ambrosia is actually whoring, she is setting a terrible example and is participating in a sexual attack on me with Stephanie Yostin. If you're just some angry person stating what it looks like when she's creating that illusion, then you should use your energy to talk shit about Stephanie Yostin instead. Alessandra Ambrosia is either using her and her daughter, Alessandra Luis Ambrosia Amazor's image to help me. So she's either using it to fix this issue where people are attacking me from my childhood, then using children's images, then like pretending that they're not, then staying silent on it, blah, blah. So she's either doing that to attack me, or she's either using it to illustrate a point and help me. So what is it? Because we're at that point where you have to engage this because it's definitely happening. I would like to communicate with Alessandra Ambrosia directly to resolve this. I've been sending her DMs for months, years. I mean, I haven't been able to reach her. A lot of what people I've been sending DMs to. I can't get a lot of these models. So I put them on my Instagram. I mean, is that FaceTime for them? Am I being cut off in some sort of military rape prison? I have control over things. Do people get that? If I want to say someone could come in, they can come in. If you don't, it's a violation of my rights. You're going to die. You get it? She can come in. You get it? She can come and answer this. In the least, she can answer this. In the least, it needs to be answered. Her, Olivia Munn, a lot of people. Come answer this. Fix this. Else, you're rapist. Look, Imradakowski. You're in Texas, right? Maybe still? We can check. Look how easy it is to do this to these people pretending like a global conspiracy is some fucking thing. Drop clock people in Japan too, and I think even Whitney probably. There's a Scorpion thing. Did she go to Japan? Is she raping me from Japan too? Probably. I mean, I know her sister posted something about that, and it's on my Twitter. So I'm like clearly posting all this evidence, and the police are just being bought off and used to rape attack me. I mean, no, you can't exert enough money because the cryptocurrency community is worth trillions. No, you can't credit card it because an open ledger is worth more than Apple could ever be worth. Actually, trillions, if not quadrillions, if not the infinite, the money system. So no, you can't ever overdo that. That's why trying to do that and then exert with hundreds of billions of dollars, Tim Cook, you're an abuser, you're a rapist. I can tell that you're looking in because I know that's the authority of Apple. Like, you have that ability over Apple devices. You need to end this. You're abusing all sorts of people. Let's look at Radakowski. Rada. She's just in Texas. See, it says Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Let's see. She's just mocking this rape abuse that all sorts of women are going through. And me. Because she's not a woman. Like, she's a rapist of a woman. Actually. Seriously, she's a rapist of a woman. You don't even have to use your image to specifically. You can be empowering the rapist. And be doing some Jedi mind tricks going the opposite direction. No. That's not going to work on Jedi Grandmaster here. Again with the Star Wars shit, God. Again, they coded it over the name. It's one of the reasons I had to, like, upend all these systems. It's like, is this Disney? Disney Assassins ban off all this? Can I post this yet? No, I can't post this. So, okay, Dylan. Venture capitalist. Look, it's another Tim. Like Tim Berg. Venture capitalist and investor. My belief is that Tim Draper. My belief is that over some time the cryptocurrencies will eclipse the fiat currencies. That will be 1,000 times higher than what we have now. I agree, and also they're not inflationary, and they're coded in with math is the idea. So there's a hard cap, so the value wouldn't go away, so that some rich people can, like, devalue your money and steal your shit. You can see that crypto has been lagged and stalled out for almost 5 months. I think this has been the 5 months of the Emperor of the Abyss. Just whatever the highest level police authority person, I think was Nick Vo, but here and maybe in Houston, but maybe Secret Service people with Trump or something on the Beast Throne. Whoever was the highest level person to participate actively in the rape attack on my being. So that's probably the Emperor of the Abyss or whoever was leading it. And maybe that's Donald Trump, fake God Emperor Trump, or maybe that's someone who had dirt on Trump who's like a police person from somewhere else. I'm gonna turn on the AC, because that's probably like me turning on the AC in reality land, because that's probably what's going on, right? And so that's even why the Russian stuff is like hard to break through, because I mean it really devastates a lot of people's realities that this place was so corrupt. But it's not that corrupt when God actually exists down and would put his name on a human, and I believe it. Yeah, that's why it's me, Matthew Ray Wilkins, yeah. So magistrate would put its name on a person so that that person could call bullshit on magistrate and corrupt cops. Yeah, I believe that. So here we're about stalled out at 4,000. I think once it hits, you can see the resistance point is about 4,000. A lot of money is being spent. ING is even paying to run these Stephanie Joosten rape interviews in Vice Netherlands. So it's like people who wouldn't normally work together, Banks and Vice, are working together to run rape interviews with Stephanie Joosten. I mean, these are hypocrites. That's why they get left out of heaven, where everything is desirable and provided. So here in November, and slightly before November, I think is when it started going down. So like November, so like, that's why I'm saying I think we're really close. So 5 months would have been about here. So it started dropping. Actually, it started dropping in like August or something. Actually, it started dropping a while ago. Like when they decided to do the robbery of BitGrail, I think. But and scare people away from crypto. But here is in November, so like 5 months ago almost. No, October is 5 months ago, and you can see that's when it was dropping as well. And you can see a major drop in November, like November 4th, 7th. You can see it starts here, up here. It's like it says 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 13th is this huge drop, and it drops $2,000. This is lots of money dropping, and it's whales moving the system, wealthy people moving the system, and automated machines and wealthy people who own those automated auto traders. So you can see that right now, I mean, at some point it's going to push past, and so it's fighting 4,000 level resistance, and I think that that's the point. You can see it rockets back upwards, and so we're right there, and you can see, like, you can literally see the trend here is like something's pushing really hard. And so they're literally having to violate my rights to push down cryptocurrency using things like an Apple credit card. Yay, novelty! I mean, how about you make iPhones better and actually innovate again, and we'll talk about some kind of card from Apple. But why don't we get the thing that innovates and helps people? Why don't we start using that, huh? All right, last part of this. I am talking about this shadow banning because I'm being shadow banned in real life, where people are trying to ban me and my family from existence in history when it's my story. It's history who? Yo. Jehovah is why the God of the Bible, yo. They would try to remove me from history, actually. And when Jay-Z has that song, Crown, and they're like, ask me about my crown. And it's like you can hear it saying Jah in it. Well, he's saying he's Hova. Well, yo, are you? Because it does not appear like it. Do you believe in Jesus? Then why are you attacking me and abusing me in this way? I can show you many of verses where you should have helped me in ways which are way more reasonable than are happening. Are you Muslim? Well, I can disprove your false religion and upend all that you're doing for these Arabs that are owning black people in modern day. The Arabs owned by Chinese people too? So they're trying to get me. Trying to get rid of me. I mean, I wasn't so angry and, you know, people trying to mock me like I'm Kylo Ren. I wasn't so angry and shit until people just obviously went too far overboard and rape attacked me. Then that's when the upending the planet, like, take the cross and make it a sword, defend myself thing happened. So part of this is, okay. So they're trying to get rid of me, they're shadow banning me, Yo-Yo X3, and I think Bella Hadid made a joke as Yo-Yo X4 as she's giving, I think they're giving sovereign authority to have sexual relations with children. I think they're giving it to people here in Houston and various places in order to attack me, in order to control timelines, and it's being powered by oil money and Arab gangs, and they're fake Muslims and fake religious people trying, like Satanists trying to attack me here because I carry the word of God on me. And like I'm saying, you can, you could pay a dowry and buy like a child's sexuality, and within reason, if you had a household where you could actually sustain that reasonably and it wouldn't abuse the kid to be with you and stuff like that, and it was societally accepted, and they were going to be with you forever, like they were married to you, then that's what paying a dowry is, and that's what it is. And you could come up with the society and the people around you and the people in your house and their family and all that, you can come up the appropriate sexual time, because it doesn't make sense 18 when kids are losing their virginity when they're a lot young. I lost mine at 16 or 17, which I know is older than a lot of kids, a lot of people. I'm like, they don't treat 16 or 17 like a kid, so a lot of people, right? And when I'm saying chaste virgins, that's my idea of a virgin. I realize, like, I was a loser, but and that's the idea, is I don't think that's a loser. I think that women who save themselves, I think it empowers them. I think they look better. I think they are more sexually empowered if they aren't taught that it doesn't empower them. If they aren't wise about it. If they're prudent about it, it empowers them. So, I mean, stop trying to attack me at this point, and stop trying to play these bullshit games like I'm some kind of enemy, and don't use your kids to attack me, actually. I mean, this is problematic because no one's fixed my issue. There isn't a public market that I can go to. If there is, cutting off my right and access to it is rape abuse, especially when I'm already being attacked and there's no other option. I do have the right to, in America, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and it looks like they were saying in Seattle, there's some kind of public Seattle market to buy sexuality. Is there some here? Is there one anywhere? Like, what is it? How do I get this issue resolved where I'd like a virgin wife who hasn't given her sexuality away to someone else, so that I'm not abused by her sexuality, and I can be I can provide with what is then connected to that, some kind of like tent that people can be under, because the stresses of people attack, there's literally a system of using poisonous forms of sexual dominance to drain people of their being and like assert over them like some kind of empire. And the word of God defeats that, and that's why we go to a kingdom of heaven when I'm explaining these things and getting rid of all this abusive behavior. If you're a kid and someone's asserted over you in a way sexual and you feel bad, don't go towards the wrong way. Be prudent, go towards the right way. Let's get this fixed. When I say if you're a kid, I mean, who am I being washed by? Every aged people, and I can't reach out and make sense of reality to even my parents, let alone fucking, because I can't communicate right. Like, what do people expect from me, actually? So I'm gonna continue with, while they're trying to remove me from reality, I do think there's some people who aren't, and that's one of the ways that I'm still here. So, I'm going to discuss really quickly. First of all, let me cool this down. I'm recording everything on the GoPro. It's like, I think just recording this and having this uploaded into somewhere, some anon has this somewhere backed up that no one can get to, whether people want that or not. And whether that anon is even in league with me, they know it's important, so they would rather keep they would rather keep it for records. Even if they aren't in league with me. That's how I know the people who really aren't in league with me are fucked. And the people who really are in league with me, we're good. You get it? It's just wisdom. Someone is going to know that their way out is what I'm doing. Someone who has enough resources. And I I think I'm wise enough and have acted enough in a way to get in that way, and I believe enough in God that He would have done enough. I'm trying to cool this down again. The GoPro's getting super hot. I'm literally taking it to a which, by the way, people have figured out how to get onto my GoPro's Wi-Fi and shut it off. I can't put a password on it, and they can do it, I think, from far away, like from remote. And I think someone's sitting in a broadcasting deck, like operating even on America, acting against like Donald Trump and all sorts of people. Like I'm saying, the Thanatos is the OS at the end of the Bible, the operating system is someone sitting at something like this, right? And they're able to see all sorts of stuff. Like, they have a heads-up display, and they're bothered that I do. And their heads-up display doesn't actually have, like, legal authority to be here. That's why it's a throne that they can get removed from. Whereas the one that I'm getting sat on is, like, eternal. It's the one that... Dude, when I'm going to prison and people are tatted up with crosses and shit, that was me. Well, that was Jesus, and that was Yo. I'm sorry. When I say that was me, that was Yo, but Yo is me, so I'll say that. But that was Yo. You get it? That was Jesus. Oh, well, I'm Yo, so okay. But I'm not saying I'm saying I'm Yo, and Jesus is saying he's Yo. Does that make more sense? But to my mom, I'm not saying I'm Jesus per se. I'm saying I'm Yo, which I am. You can attest to that in the legal structure of your house because it's on document. It's on me saying, don't call me this. There's too much pressure. It hurts. To my family. So, in the least, I don't feel cool, and I want to be cool. Yoda's the coolest ever, but it's not. It's the idea that having the word on was so much pressure. As a kid, I was like, I legally need to tell my family to stop calling me this, because it's a lot. I mean, I believe that's what it is, because I did. But it's on record, and if I was born that, and that's still it, and that's still my name, I just asked them to stop. Well, but I can ask them to start, so there you go. They can start again if they'd like. Let's also see. So, okay, looks like we're back here. And Soccer Jima is going, and Stromboli's going, so I have internet connection again. It appears. Look, I'm watching Australian public broadcast. Oh my god. Which one is it? At one point I had like 30 streams open. Now I can hardly have like 3 or now I can hardly have all these streams open. Does that make sense? Like, something has specifically been added by Google, YouTube, Xfinity, someone along the chain of this to mess with my stream. Else I'm being DDoSed, and US Cyber Command isn't protecting me in a way that's reasonable. Else they're participating. Which, this is why the earth-shattering events and earthquakes and me saying you're violating a law, because you are. I mean, they're trying to operate under law, but then they're violating it. How the fuck does that work? That's why I don't get these people. Is it that you can vote to be on my... Like, they can make a choice to whether I can share their stuff or not? Well, wait. If I was put on Candid Camera, then no, you can't do that, because I was put on Candid Camera and I didn't have a vote. Do I not have rights as a person that some sort of university or corporation might have? Wait, I thought corporations were people. What about that, Mitt Romney? But seriously, that's not right, and no, they don't. So I have sovereign authority. That's my point. And that's been my point. I mean, this is so brain damaged, it's hurting everybody. Which is my point. We're neurologically linked. This is giving people brain damage, that they're trying to remove actual reality. Like, okay, this is the last part of this. I'm talking about shadow banning. I think they're trying to shadow ban and ban my family from reality and harass us and abuse me specifically out of this realm. And once I'm gone, my family's not going to make it. You get it? But if I'm here, I believe my family lives forever. My grandma doesn't even have to die, and she's going to turn 100 this year. So, And I don't think anybody else on the planet has to die if they want to work with me. Get behind me, Satan. That's the point. Adversarial, get behind me. So here, I keep saying my grandpa here, Rayfield Wilkins Sr., is a buffalo soldier. You can see there's a buffalo on his uniform. That's a buffalo patch. And I'll go over that in a moment. But I've always been raised with the idea and I've been raised with the knowledge that he was a buffalo soldier. He was a black man in America segregated into a a unit that was only reserved for black people. That's why it would still be the Buffalo Soldiers, right? They're not just the Buffalo Division, but they are still Buffalo Soldiers. And maybe this is a thing because the whole Bob Marley, like all sorts of people trying to do IP things, and if he is a Buffalo Soldier, then the IP probably is mine on a lot of stuff, huh? And this is probably why they'd be trying to get rid of it. And this is probably why my dad had to go to war, because I think the system's been exerting on my family since my dad was, well, since Rayfield Wilkins Sr. was around. And Rayfield Wilkins Jr. is a Vietnam veteran. Do you get that? He was drafted to war to go fight a proxy war for no fucking reason. And he was diseased when he was sent there. They gave him malaria. I mean, he got malaria in addition to punji stakes and a number of other traumas, which, again, you know, he's defending me specifically by staying alive, so he doesn't have anything to worry about because I have the word of God on me. And he is 100% in his right to survive, except you got to go the way that I'm saying. So this is his dad, Rayfield Wilkins Sr., Rayfield Ennemie Jr., Rayfield Ennemie Wilkins Jr., Rayfield, I'm assuming Ennemie, but maybe he has a middle name, Wilkins Senior. I never met him because he passed away before I was born. He smoked cigarettes and ate red meat. I don't actually think that that's what killed him. I think the stress of the reality that I sit on the throne of existence and people would try to erase our family. I think that did it. But I also think he can be brought back because I'd be the one that is the word of God. So I believe, like, you know, all dimensional and all possibilities are open once the end has come moment. So I'd like to get him back so he can be back with my grandma. My grandma can be back with him, and she can be healed back into youth. She can be 100 and something and still be youthful. I believe all of this. I mean, 100%. I've seen incredible shit, and I think someone's keeping me in a prison that is keeping my belief and the ability of everybody back, and it's hurting all of humanity because they want to siphon it off and charge you for it. So, even Talib Kweli was talking about that, right? Why aren't you speaking up about this? I'm obviously making everyone into hypocrites, right? Speak up about this. I mean, is it because participating in the rape attacks against me in J Electronica or what? Probably. Yeah, there's more hypocrites paid off by Arabs. Yeah, you don't believe in Christ. You don't believe in the anointed, but you do believe in the Antichrist, or the anti-anointed, or something. I don't know. I'll go back over your thing and lead out. I mean, I'm pretty accurate on most of my things. I'm just not going to engage that because I want to go over how they're tearing down my actual history, my family's actual history. At one point, I believe this was recognized as Buffalo Soldiers, and I think this is how they change history. It's like a computer's doing everything it can to maintain these people's IP. So that's Rayfield Wilkins Sr. and Jr. veterans. And as I come in here, this is Ray Ford Wilkins Sr. And Ray Ford Wilkins is Rayfield Wilkins Sr.'s brother, his twin brother, as well, I believe, the father of Ray Ford Wilkins Jr., who I believe was I've met him and had a meeting with him in Dallas. We went and had lunch at Ocean Air and talked about business things because he's a businessman. He was CEO of AT&T Diversified Businesses. I think he's CEO of all sorts of things. I've talked about reaching out. If he sees this, I mean, they're trying to get rid of our family. It's only in your interest. It's only in anybody's interest to work with me who I've asked, but they're literally trying to get rid of our family. Like, they aren't considering his father a Buffalo Soldier, quote unquote. Hold on. or my grandpa. And one thing I noticed, look at how open my grandpa's eyes look. Look at how open my dad's eyes looked after Vietnam. And compare everybody else's. His sisters. And his now. Look at mine. One of my eyes, well, my eyes look like one of them's really open and then the other's like locked in place. And like, I gotta watch something, I gotta be a part of something weird like that. And like you can see over time the eye thing that's been going on. And I think that's part of the Bible. But anyway, getting rid of the history thing. That Buffalo Soldier, he was part of this division. When I go here, I don't see it. So this is the Buffalo Soldier Museum on Caroline Street. Again, are these just attacks? Like, is this money spent by all sorts of groups? The Caroline Payton, who I think has participated in a rape attack or had some kind of baby with someone that I know who made the logo for Milkins. Is that why? Because they thought, oh, that's the Milkins and this is some kind of rape thing, and literally a third of mankind is gonna die because these people wanted to rape me instead of work with me in a reasonable way? Is that why? By the way, you could have been in vitro fertilized. Anybody could be in vitro fertilized at this point. Women don't have to be with men they don't want. I mean, I could have a whole harem of women. Men, you can have a whole harem of women and in vitro fertilize them. You don't have to connect them to people. You can be with them and their daughters. But at this point, that's probably not going to happen because instead of working with me, it seems like all of mankind has rape attacked me and there's about to be a mass destruction event. I think this is literally like Sodom and Gomorrah, and I'm just the one who has the word on me. And by the end of it, everybody's going to bend their knee because, yeah, I'm clearly who I claim to be. I'm clearly the one with the word on me, in the least. Which means I'm clearly who I claim to be. Who are the Buffalo Soldiers? So I go here. This is the BuffaloSoldierMuseum.com. I think that this is another group that, if they aren't recognizing, they're being put up in position in a blocking way, in a way to block. I would like this group to recognize this history. I've even tagged them in things. But let's see. The 24th Infantry Regiment and the 25th Infantry Regiment and the 9th and 10th Cavalry Regiments. And then it goes to military history. Military assignments. The Buffalo Soldiers fought in Indian Wars and of the American West, Spanish-American War of 1898, World War I, and World War II. Okay. World War II. So this is where Ray Field and Ray Ford Sr. fought. The Wilkinses fought. Probably a lot of their family, actually. I think they weren't the only ones. But I know that they were. You didn't even see the pictures. Some 500,000 blacks in this World War II were stationed overseas, amounting to 4% of the 11 million Americans who served on foreign shores. About 10% of the blacks were in combat units. The all-black 92nd Infantry was in Italy. That's where Grandpa was. My grandpa was in Italy fighting the fascists, like actual fascists. So when these people are bullshitting like, the Antifa is like doing fascist shit to deal with fascists, it's like, you don't make sense. These fascists don't make sense. You guys are all idiots. Amounting to 4% of the 11 million Americans who served on foreign shores. About 10% of blacks were in combat units. The all-black 92nd Infantry was in Italy and had 616 killed in action and 2,187 wounded. Then it talks about the 93rd being stationed in the South Pacific, losing 17 KIA and 121 wounded. And then there was also the 366 Infantry Separates during the Battle of the Bulge. 2,500 blacks were formed into all-black infantry platoons and attached to larger units. The famed 761st Tank Battalion spent 183 days in combat in the European theater, earning a Presidential Unit Citation. The 333rd Field Artillery bravely supported the ground operations in France. 3 all-black air units flew overseas, 332nd Fighter Group, 447th Bombardment Group, and 99th Fighter Squadron. 66 black pilots were killed in action. A total of 140,000 blacks served in the Army Air Forces. Nearly 150,000 blacks served in the Navy. Of the 1,200,000 black Marines, 9 were killed in action. By the way, it's interesting that, they talk about the black gods. Hi. Yo. The yoker. The hiker. I need to go on a trip sometime soon. The hiker. Or am I the watcher? Is that what someone said? The watcher? Oh, the watcher. Oh. The watchers. Isn't that a thing in the Bible? Kadosh, kadosh, kadosh. I don't know. Is that about it? Or I'm probably the one with the word on me and people are watching? Yeah. So it also talks about the Korean War and the Vietnam War. Black Americans who served in Vietnam numbered 275,000. And it talks about the number of deaths, 5,711, 12% of the total. Non-hostile deaths came to 1,530. And then it talks about blacks serving in all in the campaigns, and it also covers the other things, but the reason I'm covering that is specifically my family's history. And you can go on this page. Part of my thing is I don't want people's history to be removed. I don't want them fucking with history, right? Doesn't it make sense as to why I'm saying this? So I would like people's history to be covered, and this would be a thing where, they're right down the street. If they really want, like, this house, as I've been saying, is more of a museum to the history of Houston and what it means to be black, what it means to be mixed, what it means to be an American, than a lot of the museums and stuff in the museum district, and a lot of the places that are where history is housed in the universities. Though the universities, even like Rice University's digital scholarship thing has a digital scholarship page, has something on Moses Leroy, which I can link in this. And Moses Leroy was a civil rights leader, and we're about to go over Moses Leroy additionally because he's someone else in my family that they're trying to get rid of around here. So the Buffalo Soldiers, and you go to Buffalo Soldier, and here in World War II it says the Buffalo Division. So he was even in a division in the Army known as a Buffalo Division, and they're still not saying it's like a they're still trying to maybe say that somehow he's being kept from being considered a Buffalo Soldier or something, or else something's trying to remove my family specifically from history, and that's why I'm saying there needs to be protection around this. This is actual history, and my life and my rights have been attacked since my childhood. 92nd Division. Look, it's that same badge that he had on. 92nd Division was the only African-American division to see combat in Europe during World War II. It's part of the U.S. 5th Army fighting in the Italian campaign. The Buffalo Soldiers divisional nickname was inherited from the 766 Infantry, one of the first units of the division organized. The American buffalo was selected as the divisional insignia due to the Buffalo Soldiers nickname given to the African-American cavalrymen by Native Americans in the 19th century. The Buffalo Soldiers divisional nickname was inherited from the 366th, like I said. And you can see, and we have his, look, I have his and my dad's honors and their badges and their everything, and I collected them. I used to collect these as a child. I have all sorts of other people's that I collected and would, I'd love to get it back to their families or put it in some sort of museum where people can go find it and stuff. And or have it out in a way that people can see. And like, I like history, and I think that removing it is wrong and changing it is wrong. So here, Moses Leroy Park, black civil rights leader. It's just down the street. I even made a video about it. Here, look, the video is top on YouTube because despite this being shown as like nobody's watching it, even the lady at Just Donuts says that she saw my video about her thing, because it's like, these things are probably the first things popping up on YouTube. That's how popular this is, keeping me in an virtual reality rape cage that's torturesome more than any human has had to deal with other than Jesus. It's not okay. I think Jesus is saying, though, that's Dad, because what he's having to go through is harder than what I had to go through. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking get that. But, you know, I read the book how I do, so, you know, you see what it ends. But in the least, it does end with, yo, on the throne. So, when I go to Moses Leroy, right? Moses Leroy Park. Well, it comes up on Facebook, and I've liked the park on Facebook. And the Handbook of Texas Online, Moses Leroy comes up. And as well, and it talks about him being a black civil rights leader. He died in 1990. He was born in 1900. In Louisiana. In Abbeville, Louisiana. And you can hear about this. Look, City of Houston, parks. Oh, not found. Playgrounds without limits. G through N. Well, wait. When you go through here, what about parks? Parks are sites. Parks are parks. HoustonTexas.gov. Parks. Park sites. Parks. Right? Well, wait. Mofit. Monty. Moody. Nope. I don't see it there. I don't see this park that... Wait, all the tagging and stuff is still there. It seems like they've specifically tried to remove my family from history. There's no way that this is a conspiracy at this point, other than people are conspiring. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just obviously people are conspiring to work against me. So it's not a conspiracy theory, other than the theory is correct. Like, it is a conspiracy theory because it's a theory that people are conspiring and stuff, but it's not a fake one. So it's not like, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. Like, I'm a conspiracy theorist because I'm theorizing correctly that people have conspired against me. You get it? And my family. So can we get, and look, yo, I don't know when this went out. I was explaining Buffalo Soldiers Division, then I went to the park about Moses Leroy because the battery just ran out. I went to the park about Moses Leroy, and then it couldn't find it on the Houston, Texas website. Like, the whole page is gone. They made a new page, and then this page doesn't have it, so they've removed it. It's still a park, though. You can go to it. Why don't they have this park there? Are they trying to get rid of my family? Because it seems like they are. I mean, this is rape and abuse. Additionally, you can clearly see on my Instagram, Yo Matt Ya, I reached out to a bunch of women, Haley Baldwin, Bella Hadid, all these people, and, like, had people on my Instagram in a way where it looked like they could have been helping me, but it seems like they were trying to trick me and fool me and make me feel like, embarrass me, right? But I did things in a way which they've had to take it down because it didn't work like they wanted. But I had Kylie, like, this is what they wanted. I had Kylie Jenner on there, and it says, like, Palace on her thing, and because that's from Counter-Strike. They're in Palace! Molly it! So anyway, and from CSGO and Mirage. Get it, it's Mirage. Oh! I tried to wink, but I can't because it says a winking man in the Bible is something to avoid. And like, no, this is real. So, I tried to tag, like, I put her on that page on the Instagram, like, and saying, like, oh, these women are, you know, like, whatever. And I think they thought, like, I thought she was saying she was a queen, which these women could be queens and princesses and stuff if they weren't treating themselves and all other people like trash. But they have a bunch of money, and the issue is false magistrate has empowered them, so they're abusing people with it. Anyway, Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott immediately after that get into some sort of relation. It's after I've put her on my page. But additionally, a lot of this stuff with a lot of these people, like Haley Bieber specifically trying to get over the point that she's in a relationship with Justin Bieber. But a Christian, while she's harassing me, the one with the word of God on me. And you can't find anybody who actually makes sense of this book. Like, there's nobody who's the end person other than me. Literally, the one who comes to judge by fire. And, I mean, you can see what's going on. Bromo in Indonesia. Sakurajima. Opopo. I mean, you can see it. People are just lying if they aren't acknowledging it. So Travis Scott immediately, I think, is then used by the fashion industry or whatever to impregnate Kylie Jenner. I'm assuming there's an entire reality that I'm not in on where Anons had already figured out how to hack into people's phones, so all the sex tapes of people like on these websites are just the beginning, and there's a whole reality that I'm being like cut off from, actually, in illegal and abusive ways. This is why all these people who specifically around me would be burned out of like literally burned out of my presence, because they've rape assaulted me since my childhood and helped a bunch of fashion rapists do so. And additionally, I'm talking about conspiracy stuff, and I'm going to talk about Alex Jones, so let me not forget. Okay, I'm not going to forget that. So here, I've been asking Mayor Turner for support and help on bringing trillions of dollars into Houston with the crypto thing. Maybe, you know, the infinite money supply being rooted here. That's why at the end of the Bible, the city that God lives in. You get it? Does that make more sense? And so not half the money supply, probably the whole supply would be connected to me, and even the IOTA network itself would be connected. And if they're being used to attack me, that's why they would be, the whole thing would just be taken from them, and they'd be dealt with, as I've been saying. But if they're helping me, then they'd be forever kingdom of heaven with me. And that's been my point. So it's been people's choice. Travis Scott inspires Houston mayor to construct new theme park. So Travis Scott, who immediately after I put this woman up on my thing is like, she's connected to me, she's desirable, I think she's this. He immediately, like, the first thought is impregnate her to prove some kind of point. But the way men and these, I say men and women, but they aren't really men and women. It's like computers are using these people's figure is like, he's not really in a long-term, they're not married, they're not really in a long-term relation. He just impregnated, that's just her baby mama. They're just trying to act like they're street or something. She has $1 billion. She could be doing this way better. They could be providing for people. They aren't of the people, they're abusing the people. Mayor Turner is literally empowering this for banks and the people who paid him off. I mean, I've explained how Rahm Emanuel and Mayor Emanuel in Chicago is saying it's inevitable that crypto takes hold, and they've extended something to IOTA and the IOTA network towards Bosch, and they have a Bosch incubator there with IOTA. Like, while specifically people are watching me be abused while I'm asking for help from the IOTA network and all sorts of people, I'm asking for help while people are abusing me. I mean, this isn't cool. This is rape. In any sense, this is all being done in a way which is, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't believe a lot of people are. I think it's less comfortable than, you know, heaven for people. It's headed towards hell for a lot of people. So that's why I'm saying, repent, change your mind. So here, the mayor of Houston says Travis Scott inspired him to, yeah, that I heard. The mayor of Houston says Travis Scott inspired him to pursue probably some kind of development of another theme park. And my whole point is, if we were the fintech capital, East Downtown would be an entertainment district like no other. Midtown would be an entertainment. Yo. Yo.
Matt?
May I ask who's calling?
This is Judy with Bullseye Storage.
Hey, Judy. How are you doing?
I'm great, Matt. How about yourself?
I'm blessed but stressed.
You're what? Blessed but stressed? Is that what
Yes.
you say?
Yes.
You know what? I can relate with that very well, Matt. Hey, I know that your mom had said you were going to be moving out by the end of the month, and I just wanted to make sure that when you did move out, that you removed your lock and brought it to us once you did, to make sure that we could move you out of the system.
Okay, Judy. All right, I can do that. And
Okay.
I wanted to talk to you about something. I was on Facebook and I posted something, and someone named Bill Harris put on one of my posts, "You are an embarrassment." And when I looked him up, I noticed that he was connected to you. And
Oh, my goodness.
it would appear that I'm being watched publicly, and it's very clear to a number of people in the community. In this video, in the thing, I tagged KPRC, KHOU, ABC 13, Fox 26, CW. I tag all the local, not all, but a lot of the local news. And I can clearly show where Bill Harris has said I'm an embarrassment and that I'm being watched publicly and harassed by a number of people. And instead of helping me, a bunch of people are participating in what is a sexual abuse and what I'm making really obvious is a form of rape abuse against me.
Well, you had explained a little bit of that to me, but I will find out what is going on, and I had no earthly idea, but I do apologize if, anybody connected with me, I was not aware of this, and I do not know how or what had happened, but I will definitely get to the bottom of it.
Judy, I believe Bill made it extremely clear that this is being watched publicly and that my rights are being violated and that people are being allowed to harass me from distance when I've asked the police for help on that. And instead of helping me, I've been made some sort of candid abuse example of. And people like Bill are calling me an embarrassment, trying to abuse me at my psychology, when a group of women are raping me and abusing me at my sexuality. And I've asked for help on this, and I've asked a lot of women. I asked you. And instead of help, I know that this is public. I've only received more abuse, particularly from women. Is there a reason?
I wish I knew what the answer was, but unfortunately, I just think that we live in a society that is very critical. I wish I knew how to solve that, Matt.
Why is it that your husband would have been looking at me, other than this is publicly going on and you are publicly aware of my situation?
I have no earthly idea other than when you had first come in, I told him about your channel. And maybe but I had no earthly idea he had ever looked at it or anything else, because I myself, I went to it one time. I did not have time to watch it, and that is the only thing I can explain, but I promise you, Matt, I will get to the bottom of it.
Okay, I am going to send you, because I found your Facebook from it. He's directly connected on your Facebook.
Well, of course, yes.
I am going to send you on Facebook. I will send you what he sent me, the obvious, because he could go and delete it and whatever. I will send you the obvious, picture of it where I'm being watched publicly and some sort of system has been put around me. And as I've been saying, anybody participating in this system is acting as terrorists here in America, and an operation is about to be run against them for rape attacking me since my childhood. And Bill has played part by letting me know that this is being watched publicly while nobody's actually taking any active measure to deal with this. Would you like to speak out and maybe defend yourself?
Matt, I don't need to defend myself. I have not done anything. Like I said, I am going to say something to him. I do not believe in doing that myself. I would never do that.
A criminal action has been taken against me publicly, and you and a bunch of people are publicly aware and you aren't taking action. You do hold liability. Have a blessed day. This is how people bullshit in modern day. She clearly knows what's going on. Maybe she's been stalking me because she found me attractive or something, but I believe that this is a public situation, as I've tagged constantly as many news organizations as I can. The news has to be trying not to cover this situation. They have to want to watch rape abuse happen because they've seen a defamatory situation or something where I'm the bad guy, someone has deviled against me. Well, by the end of it, when you do that, if you devil God, well, you want to see God as a devil? You get Al Shady. You get real shady. You get it? Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? You actually get shady, baby. And, yo, you get it? Yeah. Connected to Bill Harris. Is he one of these people raping? Is he the person in the thing? Has he participated in one of the rape operations? If so, any of these people are being thrown into a burning lake. Yeah, is it some kind of Harris County rape joke? Yeah, you're getting thrown into a burning lake. I give zero fucks. You're a rapist. Into all eternity, you die into eternal burning torture. Everybody you love dies into eternal burning torture. I mean, you are rape attacking me and acting like terrorists here in America. You're the fucking problem. You are goddamn garbage for the incinerator. When you say I'm an embarrassment, I mean, I shared the biblical Psalm 1 and 2, the kings of the earth, because I think some sovereign people around me in this position have been paid off to rape attack me, and that's why they get burning lake attacked. And probably rape attacking Anja Ambrosia and stuff, and filming it and stuff wasn't a good idea. Else, using her image to abuse me, still not a good idea. Playing along with Alessandra Ambrosia's attack on me, else cutting her off from being reasonable and fixing this is not a good idea. Alessandra Ambrosia, you need to fix this, else you're a terrorist and you're going to be dealt with as such. You're rape attacking my family and I. You need to end this shit. All these people are going to be dealt with. Mayor Turner has allowed terrorist action here in Houston, Texas against me and my family. We are really black people. The white black god is calling him out, the real magistrate. He's some white man paid off by Arabs. Just like the, maybe that's the joke about... Maybe the gods actually aren't paid off by Arabs, and maybe that's the joke of how this is reverse mega slammed, and maybe that's the good news or something. I don't know, ask Louis Farrakhan. Actually, these people have been sitting off in positions where they don't have to deal with shit, and they just say whatever. You can't really do that shit anymore, Jay Electronica. You might actually have to appear. You might have to peek up out of that periscope and get pulled up to the surface world. By the way, the end of the Bible is that all of the ocean is gone. And you can see there's, like, the volcanic activity has kicked up, by the way, as I've been making it really obvious. When she called is when the volcanic activity really kicked up. People trying to put fear in me because that's something like, I get that, like, stress effect on me. Immediately when that happens, there's always a volcanic reaction. If someone tries to put that effect on me, there is always a volcanic reaction. Do you get that? Or an earthquake reaction or a storm reaction. Some kind of reaction. Someone gets hurt when you try to put fear into me. I'm not the thing to try to put fear into. Actually. Literally, God puts fear into you. I fear God. God puts fear into me. The true and living God. Yo, yeah, my spirit has me in fear enough. Trust me. Yeah, what I might do has me in fear enough to actually fix all this shit. All right, last part of this. I'm going over Travis Scott and we could have all sorts of amusement parks all over Houston. No, we can have one that maybe if the oil companies let us or something. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, immediately when I said that, that's when the GoPro had issue and was turned off. That's why some oil company idiots are about to be executed. Mohammed bin Salman using the House of Saud in a fake rape religion. Submit. That's what Islam means. Submit. That's what rapists say. Submit or else. God wants a personal relationship with you actually, not to rape you. So, Alessandra Ambrosia, take this into consideration. If you're still attacking me, you're a rapist. You're like a fake Islam, fake religion, fake gypsy. You don't have love in you. You're a problem. If you're helping me, you can end these fake Muslims who are doing this using oil money, Chevron, Shell. I mean, is Shell the Dutch part? Royal Dutch Shell. That's why all the Dutch shit has been going on, and you know, sovereigns around the world, the Emperor of Japan, all this shit, just spending money. It's like the moneyed interests that have been here, spending a lot of money to stay here, and spending money inappropriately instead of building shit. They've been trying to tear me down and rape attack me and just destroy my reality. And in a way that none of their children would like, they wouldn't like, nobody would ever like. Do you get that? That's why they're being called out on it. Because guess what? The future can't exist when you're doing this to anybody and everybody. Alright, so Travis Scott, wow, we could get another one whole Astroworld. Whoa! We could have 6 Flags over Texas instead of the one Kingdom of Heaven rooted here in the state of Texas. Man, these paid off people are causing problems. Alright, I was looking for InfoWars because I was going to tag them on my Twitter thing. So I go to InfoWars. And InfoWars isn't there anymore. There's no official InfoWars page. One time I sent a thing to Alex Jones about Lord Janner molesting kids and about F-35s not being made cost effectively and wasting money when it could be spent elsewhere better. And even on their own stuff, scrap it, build something better. I mean, seriously, what are you doing? I mean, but no. Instead, what happens is, like, people want to attack me for reasons or something. I don't get exactly. I mean, because I speak truth to power. I don't, and I think InfoWars is a thing that it's hard to control the dude because he just goes off on rants and wants to be his own things and stuff like that. And it says pursuit over falsehood faces a legal crossroads. I mean, unless he's also been one of the people to attack me. I've been saying Joe Rogan should cover me and doing the, it says Joe Rogan appears on InfoWars the week a Sandy Hook father commits suicide is apropos. A good reason to read this remarkable Slate piece about his podcast. And you see the Illuminati thing. I hope you're not doing Fear Factor shit to attack me, but if you aren't, work with me. I'm like your greatest ally. Literally, the Jews are Joes. Do you get that? How the fuck do people not get this? And weed. I mean, seriously, I'm no more greater of an ally on cannabis. I mean, I'm about to post up all the things where I can show that for years I've been writing college reports and shit on this about how the government has had the patent to cannabis and hasn't applied it properly. The Department of Health and Human Services. Okay. It's a platform for, okay, this is Joe Rogan's Galaxy Brain, how the former Fear Factor host became an essential platformer for free thinkers who hate the left. Well, here, I'll bridge the gap. My cousin Josh is a blue-blooded Democrat because his mom is a Democrat judge, voted in as a Democrat judge here in Texas. My families are Democrats. I grew up thinking I was a Democrat until they didn't actually stand for me, and the Republicans don't, and libertarians seem to not be able to be voted in any way to do anything. And that's what I'm saying. Liberty is like, the Bible talks about liberty, and that's what America is founded on, and that's what libertarians also talk about. And so I'd rather be independent or something, right? And so, and when you want to do that, people exert on you to not. And if I had crypto money, I could do that and just exist, right? And so people don't want that. So here's where I could bridge Joe Rogan. So this is why if he doesn't work with me and any of these people, it's like they can't bridge anything. Just like my cousin. My cousin has guns and he's a Democrat because it's reasonable here in Texas to defend yourself, but I think in a lot of places, people are just mine. Guns don't mean you're gonna die. There's all sorts of things that can kill you all around you. I got hit by a car. That should normally kill people. In fact, I think that kills more people. Vehicular injuries and stuff. But okay, here's the same week Sandy Hook father commits suicide. I think Twitter tried to show me that the other girl that from the other shooting, the school shooting, the Parkland High, where David Hogg or whatever, that shooting, someone committed suicide from that after some girl died from that, and I don't know, I mean, it seems like these are all just false flags or operations to get people to take away guns for false gods in places in other countries. By the way, Alex Jones might find this hilarious, so might Joe Rogan. This Jerusalem Bible, made in 1969, is when my dad was in Vietnam, by the way. We just got out. The general editor is Alex Jones. Actually. And it was put forth by the Catholic Church, and it's so accurate, the Catholic Church has undone it and taken the name Yahweh out of the lectionary. I mean, you can read about it here. You can read about this all. John Cardinal Heenan, Westminster, 1966. Oh, that was right before my dad went to war. Okay, Darton, Longman, and Todd. Am I being attacked by Todd, one of my roommates? Probably. They want to make it a Tau joke or a Yod versus the Todd. The Yod versus the Toad versus the Todd or whatever. Anyway, Yod versus Yod. Just anybody who's attacked me. Otherwise, Todd's a friendly enough guy and I never had problems with it. Do you get where I'm going with this? Nobody's speaking up in reasonable ways, so I can't fucking actually engage reality. And you can see the planet upends around what I'm thinking, not what other people are doing. And my spirit. Okay, says you can see just in reality land. That's what the spirit of prophecy is. You profess the truth as a situation is going on, which The giant one in the middle there is truthfully something that wasn't going on and isn't normally going. It's not just climate change. So, and Joe Rogan, who has a number of interesting people on who all should stand for what I'm saying. If they don't, this is how they do this, is they just put people up in like a collective bargaining attack. Otherwise, change your mind. Like, everything that you're saying goes this way under that. Yeah, under that. Yod hey wav hey. Yeah. Yod hey wav. Joe? Jew? G.I. Joe? You get it? I mean, seriously. But it should be really, the word of God is a mirror, and it's Y-O-U-O, right? And by the end of it, it's just yo, because Matthew Ray Wilkins is clearly the most reasonable fucking person with his name on me, and that would ever have it, and who could ever go through anything and deal with stuff other than Jesus, and like, I think Jesus is my child directly. Though I don't say it when they're like, do you have any children? Because I don't want to be thrown in the crazy house again. Do you get that? But I do believe he's my child by, like, semen. Like, somehow in the future, my semen could be taken on some Terminator shit and impregnated into the Virgin Mary by some messenger of mine. Does that make sense now if I'm the Singularity Emperor of the future? Which could be now if people stop adversarially blocking me and deviling me. That's defaming me. So, last part of this talking about Trump and the Russians. I do think Trump and the Prince of Roshan, Tubalsk, and Meshek have struck something. That's why he's always with Vladimir Putin. You get it? I don't think he's so much for anybody. He was a Democrat before he was a Republican, and he's more of a I'll be whatever gets me money. And I think he wanted a thing at a Trump Tower in Moscow, and I think he wanted to have the floor right below Vladimir Putin and, and the penthouse floor, and I think blah, 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 blah. I mean, do I need to go on? And so Alex Jones in Austin, which another place here in Texas, I'm being attacked. I think the Texas Republic, by the way, is something. If you go on the bottom of my Instagram, it says Texas Republic and a scorpion's being stabbed through, and Whitney O'Hearn has a scorpion on her back, and I think is she being used by Japanese yakuza or some shit? Like, people are raping me out of Japan, Italy, like everywhere, even here. But like, nobody's engaging it, and there's no way forward other than engaging it, and it hurts more than being hit by a car. Actually, people are lying on me and abusing me. These are real. Not just conspiracy theories that are like, it could be happening. It's like I have so much proof I'm GoProing my entire reality. And then they're shutting off my GoPro and like, I have film of that. Like, seriously. So I can't message out to Alex Jones because they took him off Twitter. They censored him. Did they censor him because he attacked me? Did they, actually, or did they censor him because he's speaking too much truth? If it's the too much truth, well then, fucking obviously. And then this is really a problem, and this is where some people in Texas are about to run an operation on some people who are abusing away my rights, and this is why you should not be fucking attacking me, actually. It says, fringe websites double down on attacking Parkland teens. I don't think they even stand for the right thing anyway when they're talking. Like, even if it was, like, someone who went crazy and shot up a bunch of people, taking away people's guns isn't going to help. Clamping down on people's gun rights isn't helpful. Additionally, I want to pull up one more thing. I was talking about gun rights, and someone who is clearly aware of this whole situation decided to insult me in my blackness, actually. I had to explain that my grandpa was a Buffalo Soldier. She's like, what does that mean? Like, that, why should it, are you saying you're African American? And I'm like, okay, well, that's a Buffalo Soldier. There's no way they're handing that to any white man, because that's a lower status thing. There's no way they're giving that to him in 1940 whatever. And I don't think anybody's dressing up doing that picture, because that's been around my entire life. So, I mean, like, seriously, stop and, like, to anybody and everybody who's insulted my blackness or my whiteness, stop. And Asian people, don't insult Asian people. An Indian, you're Asian. Indian from India, Native American, you're tribes of Israel. I mean, what do you want me to? You're red man. You can call me white face yoker man. Ha. I mean, yeah. And That's already Mexico. You see, they already do that. Oh, now the American Native Americans are like, fuck, he's got us. And then the Mexicans are like, that's Superman. Oh shit, we're gonna have a massive earthquake. That's Superman. What have we done? So, you get it? Superman is who the Nazis are waiting for. That's the funniest shit of this all. And Jew is who the Nazis are waiting for. That's the funniest shit of this all. And they could not see it. And who that ends up being is even funnier. That's why it was so, you know, what it is. It's just confusion. Okay, so I wanted to bring this all up because my life is being taken away from me and I'm being taken out of history. And I don't think it's just some conspiracy. All of these things are reasonable and can be backed up with enough truth. Else, not just me doing it, but some sort of group like the NSA could publicly vet what I'm saying. Publicly in front of me, not just off somewhere where I can't hold them liable with the public. But like, actually, let's do this. So, that's what I'm saying, and that's why I'm pretty sure it's going to be the throne of the Lord of the world, and that's why, you know, it's obvious there's going to be this massive earthquake that Christians have been waiting for a long time here, where this is the first time in history that you can just watch over there immediately. You get it? And as we're looking at Israel strikes, that's not even real Israel. You get it? And we start getting things, because none of those nations are recognizing what real Israel is. Real Israel doesn't even recognize itself as such. It's some fake Jews, right? So that's why they need to change their mind. Everybody needs to change their mind. There's no way you could go to anywhere better. I mean, I think most of these things are just fake. Like Hamas, they're just some Mossad agents. Is Mossad just some Arabs paying off some people? Is the Arabs just some Chinese money being routed into some oil money? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's just all some fucking confused mess where none of it's actually. It's just people working satanically against the interests of all mankind. And I can't get any of these journalists to speak reasonably. In U.S. foreign policy, U.S. Trump recognizes Golan Heights as Israeli land, but I can't get him to recognize me here in Houston as someone who's being harassed to an extreme degree by people who shouldn't, and he's allowing it. That's why I'm saying the actions would be taken against him, because he's allowing abuse from outside of the country against me. So that they take away my family, so that we get removed from history. And the last part of this is one of the reasons I think this is coming up. People like to ask me this is because I would do shit like this. I speak against power. I made a video and I tagged it on Twitter, and now I can't make videos or retweet. This is a day after I make this. Yo, crypto. World Bank Mayor Emmanuel shadow ban IOTA donations. It almost reads like a seed, right? World Bank, and that's what I was even saying. I think that codes to Zion, this 144,000 virgins, is just my reality that people would abuse me instead of going to the place where anybody could have this. So, like, obviously this would be set forth for me to fix this, because anybody could have at least, should, and could have at least one wife that doesn't rape them, let alone, you know, you could have 4 wives to make Israel, the tribes of Israel, and, you know, who else is in that tribe? Yeah, but 144,000, yeah. So, I tagged here in this, yo, crypto, and to the crypto community, and I sent this off to people. World Bank Mayor Emmanuel, World Bank Mayor Emmanuel, shadow ban, IOTA donations. World Bank, so I tagged World Bank, I tagged Xfinity, Rahm Emanuel, Sylvester Turner, Houston, Texas, Real Donald Trump, Jack from Twitter, Joe Rogan, Emmy Chang from Wonder Space, who I think opened up an attack on me at my childhood from, like, other places, and has been, like, basically raped an entire generation. Else, she's working with me and they're not letting me talk to her. I can't get to people, and this is why it's causing problems, because creating a broadcast deck around me and violating my rights to speak out to people is illegal and problematic. That's one of the reasons why when they're sending to me, it's signaling in ways which it seems like they're signaling like they know when they aren't saying anything. That's why I'm saying things that are seemingly threatening to them. So, Emmy, if you're afraid and I'm saying things like that, do you see what's going on? If you participated, then you're obvious and you know what, like, why I would say it, and you know what, like, why it would be held against you. I mean, a bunch of people from Rice, like Joel Macaluso, are attacking me. I mean, Are you playing part in that? Was that some kind of Wonder Space rape operation? I mean, is he even a real rice person? Well, I didn't know about Joel Macaluso before Wonder Space. I mean, John Waring, who, again, Citibank, I'll send John this. John Waring was his friend from Rice, and that was his roommate. And before that, I mean, he was just I didn't know of him, and I don't even think John. I don't think John knew of him. So like, Wonder Space is what ties us all together. Amy Chang, Rice graduate. All right, and a crypto, and someone in the crypto community. Additionally, I tagged these other crypto people: the IOTA token, David Sonstabo, Dom Shiner, Crypto's News, box mining. And it looks like they're signaling in their own ways that they're aware of what's going on. So Emmy here. I mean, look, if Emmy is with me, if she's one of my wives or concubines or something, well then she needs to be able to come to me and be here immediately to do whatever I want and tell me. If she's not, then she needs to engage that she's part of some kind of attack on me that's happened since my childhood. She's been used to attack children. If that's true, else she's defending children if she's working with me. But otherwise, she's been used to attack children. So like, which is just attacking people from their childhood. Which if people care about that, then you have to care about what I'm saying, because I've proved it's happened since my childhood. I mean, you can literally see in the pictures it's happening. So, and she's a crypto person. You are exactly where you need to be. So, Emmy, speak out. I mean, either bring me come here and help me set up like a house. Look at the Iran floods. So there's now flooding in Iran. These weather incidents are kicking up to an extreme degree, along with all the volcanic stuff, which I've been saying, and it's only been kicking up more and more. Here, it's like very clear she's into crypto. She should know what I'm saying is exactly like, I'm the person who, if anybody wants change in crypto, it would be actuated immediately through me. If you have crypto interest, immediately actuating it through me is your best bet. Nobody's doing that. It's part of the Super Bloom network, and it does all sorts of crypto stuff. I mean, Trade Cipher. I mean, is she CEO of Trade Cipher? I mean, at the end of the Bible, is this the trade where they're trying to do like wife swapping? And it's like, no, if you're part of my wife and you're connected to me and you've gotten into my space to rape attack me, you're going to be dealt with in an extreme manner because you've been rape attacking me. Like with Emmy, since I was a kid. I've been going to this camp since I was a kid. If you're actually helping me, then you need to speak out and actually help me, but it doesn't appear as if she is. That's why I've been saying things in this way. Holding up a false duality in my face and then abusing me for a long period will get you killed. Will get you executed judicially at this point. People have been acting like terrorists around me, and I'm clearly a sovereign, in the least someone with diplomatic immunity. I can explain why countries would fall. The countries that are going to issue me diplomatic immunity, I would explain, or the families with sovereign immunity, I would explain why they would fall, because their misdeeds would be brought out very publicly, even in the Truman Show. And there's no way out of that. Even in this Truman Show thing that they created. Right? Is this the Jimmy Ticks? Alright, that's it. Look, Trump's lawyer is being charged with bank fraud. Or no, this isn't Trump's lawyer. Is this the person who is attacking Trump for Stormy Daniels? So is this just how people are using the legal system to attack people in ways like he reached out in this way, so now a lawyer is now for the U.S. is being exerted to exert on him? If so, this is so inappropriate and wasteful. It's fucking... And I think it says creepy porn lawyer arrested for trying to extort Nike. I think this is such a waste of everybody's time and resources, hurting people and leading to death on everybody. End all of this. Immediately speak out into my speak out into my reality. Alex Jones, Joe Rogan, Emmy, like all in any of these people. You only condemn yourself forever by not doing it. Other than that, that's it. That's the end of my conspiracy rant. This was actually longer than I wanted it to be by a lot. This is like 2 hours long, and I just went off on a rant again, and I can do this a lot. I actually don't want to because it's so tiring, but like, people won't stop attacking me. So it's like, look, I just want to post this, but I can't. So that's why I have to do this. And look, they're gonna enter the credit card space with the Apple Card right after what to expect from the It's Showtime event. And again, did the Sandy Hook father commit suicide? Because it's just people like, I mean, connected to weird, scandalous shit that they aren't supposed to be connected to or something? Or what? Is it just them trying to get rid of gun rights while maybe their kids were abused or something? What's going on? Did the police run some kind of weird fake operation or something? The police are doing terrorist operations now? I think that's the abyss, is that someone has dirt on whoever the person who's running the police and all that is. That's why these people are still attacking me. But God has dirt on them. That's why it's like, well, it doesn't matter what dirt you have on anybody. First of all, God has more. Second of all, God is gonna act in power. So, that's it. That's all. I'm done talking for now because I'm tired. This has been hours. Something needs to change. I'm gonna send this video to the people in the crypto community, but at this point, I mean, they can just be bought off. Bought off to say whatever. I mean, all sorts of people can. That's why at the end of the Bible, it's like 7,000 people from all walks of life, because to surround me and abuse me, they would have to pay off thousands of people from all walks of life. And steal off my timeline in the House of Babylon. Bella Hadid tricking a whole bunch of creating rape babies, like kids' timelines that are only created to rape mine away. And the weight of reality setting in on this is like, no, she's a rapist. She's gonna be lava. Or anybody attacking me is, else she's gonna shelter under my protection immediately. Her and all these women, Alessandra Ambrosia, Andra Ambrosia. Like, you can't keep attacking me with your daughter's image. You can't have attacked me already, then you can't be watching and playing part with the Stephanie Yostens. Is the buffalo kangaroo thing because my grandpa was a buffalo soldier and they're trying to mock war and stuff? I don't think he wanted to go to war, but people put him in the position and then went and shot at him. That's what fascism is. Like, these dumb fucking idiots who've robbed from me and then are abusing me. Like, this is why they're going to be executed into eternal burning death. I don't give a fuck how cutesy they think they're being. That's it. You're dead. Dead into eternal burning torture. Torture? That's the door? Torture. Doesn't matter who you are. God is condemning you. The Pope. The Pope's gonna die into eternal burning death. He is raping little boys. He is empowering rape behavior. He's not speaking out for the word of God. He is a rapist idiot. The Pope is a rapist dumbass. He's been watching me for years. He hasn't said a word. In fact, I'm pretty sure he allowed and maybe sponsored the Caroline and Saint Hyde the Martyr, where Saint Hyde, like, rape ran into my reality. And I think the thing is, well, I can have the milk because it's obviously mine, because it's gonna be so fucked up anyway and how public it is. And Debbie having rape attacked me, and Debbie and Tony Payton having rape attacked me from my childhood, and then probably lying to the police. Yeah, that's a fucking situation. So that's it. Yeah, Michael Payton. First of all, I think Michael was molested, and I think that's one of the reasons why he has the sexual inclinations he does. But, in fact, I know Michael was molested because I remember what was going on at the time. But Michael then exerted that behavior on me in inappropriate ways, which that shouldn't be. And I'm pretty sure that's the Catholic Church and dumb rapists like the Paytons, who I can't get to speak out reasonably. Even though I would love on Debbie Payton's pussy if she brought it over. I'd fuck her in her asshole and, you know, maybe I'd lick Debbie's asshole and eat her asshole out and make her feel really good, because I don't think anybody's actually doing that. And if someone is, they aren't doing it right. But it seems like people are just raping me and abusing me, and that was the whole point, to rape me with their children. Like, literally the whole point is, like, they were put in rape position a long time ago, and I think even, last part of this, I think that's even the Spider-Man joke, is that, like, the most recent Spider-Man thing is the girl from whatever, or is it Anna Miller? Or whoever. It's like someone's dad was used to attack me, and was using some kind of technology. It's just crypto, I think, right? Yeah, this is why you die into eternal burning death for rape attacking the word of God. You can't bring up anything other than the word that is that, Jehovah, is the word of God. It's on me. Jehovah's Witnesses don't stand up for it, so you can't say they stand for it, because they don't acknowledge the Son. That's what you stand for as a Christian. Catholics can't say that they are Christians, because, well, when I say you stand for it, he's supposedly Catholic. They can't stand for that. His daughters went to St. Agnes and stuff, and they can't stand for that because it's taken out of the lectionary. Protestants don't say it, like West End Church. He said the name thing again. Patrick Kelly did. So these are all fucking hypocrites and rapists. And all these people supposedly standing for Allah, they stand for a fake female god, not Elohim, and they're all going to be thrown into a burning lake. That's it. All right, that's the end of conspiracy video number 1. I hope you had a blessed, or conspiracy. That's it for Yo Conspiracy. Yeah. Hope you had a blessed one. Let's go to the kingdom of heaven. That's it. That's all. When she's holding that cat, Andra's holding that cat Billy, and I'm watching The Punisher, and the character Billy is wearing a hoodie, and like all sorts of stuff is signaling at me, like witches would signal at me, trying to get in my psychology, mentalism and stuff. That's fucked up. You need to stop attacking me like that when I'm being tortured and hurt in a way that hurt more than being hit by a car and that it happened for no reason. I wanna fix things immediately, not be hurt anymore for no reason. That's it. All right, have a blessed one. Reach out to me, Jamie Amazur, right? Anja's father, biologically, and Alessandra Ambrosia, reach out to me. You need to fix this. Erica Badu, J Electronica, you need to fix this. Your daughter's some kind of like fashion rape icon or something, but like at this point, she's just ceding that to me or something. So there you go. I mean, if that's is that what's going on? Because that's some kind of icon. I'm being raped. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Right, the gods. All right. Anyway, have a blessed one. That's a mark or a yoke. Yeah, yoke. A mark. Yeah. The yoker. The yoka. Yeah. Have a blessed one. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed night. Have a blessed one. Go read Psalm 29. That's in the Old Testament for the Jews. Lord of the Storm. Yeah. Have a blessed one. See ya. Yeah. Yo, I'm gonna say one more thing. You have to acknowledge that people's image can be used as a psychological poison to harass and hurt people when it can trigger a response that they're even mocking in the Metal Gear Solid trailer where they're saying like anger is like a poison. Yeah, they're trying to elicit anger responses by abusing me, and it's a poison because it's physical hurt what they're incurring in the being. Do you get that? And they would have suicided themselves into this for money, and they won't drop it because of ego concerns. That's it. So people, speak up. There's no way forward unless you speak up. If some woman has tricked you, that's why the end of the Bible is some whore getting eaten up. Literally burnt and eaten. Because she's a rapist and a problem. She's attacked the word of God. And that's it. So, alright. Have a blessed one. Still just waiting on this earthquake where 7,000 people die in the city in which the Lord was crucified. Though I guess if like Alessandra Ambrosia, I mean, did Alessandra Ambrosia or Stephanie Houston, are people taking people's virginity here in Houston to rape attack me, and then they're raping children that are connected to me? Then yeah, that would be crucifying me. That would be crucifying me. And if it happened in the mega city here, like the Matrix, where it's a great city, the megapolis, Megapolis, and it's exactly like the Matrix. You can even see in the Matrix. This is all my Instagram. It makes it really obvious on my Instagram, Yo Matt Ya, that they took down. Instagram took it down. And they're not applying that fairly. And they only did it because, well, I was being attacked, and when I spoke out against my attackers, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, because she's trying to signal at me multiple men are fucking her at once, and she can do whatever she wants, and she's a strong political woman and a Latina. I mean, seriously, you're a rapist and a problem, so you need to engage this. Yeah, and Buddhism is fake, so boo. Yeah. All right, that's it. We're waiting on the massive earthquake here. That's it. Seriously, that's all we're waiting on. Massive earthquake. 7,000 people. Maybe more than that. Armageddon. Coming soon. Hope you have a blessed day. Yeah. Yo. Alright, give me a moment. Something's trying to fuck with my computers. Do you get this? Oh, but it still supports an ad. By the way, I'm on Twitch. I'm shadow banned in Twitch because when I go to the users in the chat, there's always way more users. There's sometimes people chatting. Casey Tron's boy toy chatted. Is that connected to Casey? What's her name? This is gonna be the last part of this video. I'm not gonna keep going over and over, but Casey, what's her name? Casey Musgraves. Is that related to her? Or is it Casey Brewer? One of them. Someone, Casey Tron's boy toy, was like sending me threatening messages, and it's like, first of all, this is clearly being watched publicly, and it's being watched publicly in a way which is wrong because they're using me as an abuse example where trying to make an example that the police aren't going to help you, no one's going to help you, it's because they paid off the police and they can abuse away your rights and shit like that. And it's like, your problems, and you're going to be dealt with by a legal operation to remove you from your positions of authority. That's it. That's why it's the word and the few, the chosen. Sounds like a Marines ad to me. All right, that's it. Have a blessed one. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed night. Have a blessed one. Yeah. Yo, by the way, last part of this, Marines, I keep saying that. Well, you know, till the end has come, till that earthquake, you know, I guess there will be more to these. Well, I'm still going to keep doing this after this. So, you can see the Sterling Student Life Center. I knew a Colonel Sterling Huff. Speaking of the Marines. Have people been attacking me that long? Is that part of what this is? Yeah? Alright. Alright, have a blessed one. Work with me, don't attack me. You're fighting for everything wrong if you're attacking me. You're the problem. Or you're the terrorist, you're the problem. Have a blessed day, have a blessed night, have a blessed one. Yes, the Pope is the Satan. He sits on a molest boy's throne, obviously. He's taken the word of God out of the Bible. Like, I'm getting copyright issue stuff, and a bunch of fake Catholic people who were never Christians to begin with are trying to attack me. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all are garbage. Yeah, weeping and gnashing of teeth. It's just like Jesus and the Jews. That's it. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed night. Have a blessed one. Yeah. Yo. Okay, I'm gonna change the card and then put this in and render this video out. That's it for now. Have a blessed one. Yeah.